kids are going to have to contend with that. But outside of that, looks like a great night for a football game.
It's going to be a fantastic night, and it is going to be a battle between Grand Rapids and Pequot Lakes, as Grand Rapids band will be putting on one of their final performances of the season, and they're coming out. They look pretty good tonight, Jim.
Yeah, they should be all tuned up here and ready to go with the performances they've done this year. So we should see an A-plus performance from the band tonight.
Good crowd on hand. It will be senior night tonight, too. I believe they're going to do those introductions at halftime. Good crowd on hand from Pequot Lakes. And if you're joining us on our YouTube stream, and this may be our final YouTube stream of the football season, depending on how things work out come up next week. But our pregame is brought to you by Grand Itasca Clinic and Hospital, the official sports medicine provider of the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks. And Pequot Lakes comes into this game undefeated. They have yet to be beaten on the season, and this will be a test for Grand Rapids to end things out here, Jim.
Yeah, and they've taken down some really good teams this year, so they're a well-tested team here, and they're going to be a great test for the Thunderhawks going into playoffs. So hopefully we can hang with them and give them a game here tonight, and if we could notch a win here tonight, that would be sweet for our seedings going into section playoffs.
And you mentioned that, Jim, because this game is incredibly important for the section seeding just because how things have played out. Rockridge last week beat Denfeld. Between North Branch, Hermantown, Denfeld, Rockridge, Grand Rapids, and Cloquet, really, there's a lot of movement that can be done tonight. Hermantown plays Duluth-Denfeld. That is a massive matchup. North Branch plays Cloquet, and right here we're playing Pequot Lakes. Pequot Lakes beat North Branch the very first game of the season, 28-20, then defeated Pine City 60-0. Beat Two Harbors 35-14. Beat Esco 47-6. Beat Hibbing 56-0. Beat Morrow 41-0, and Proctor 65-0. As you can tell, their offense can put up some points, but defensively they don't allow you to get much.
Yeah, it looks like they've got the complete team over there, and watching that team warm up prior to the game here, they've looked like they are a well-oiled machine. Looks like they've got some dogs out there.
Of course, Grand Rapids, as Jim and I were in Cloquet just a few days ago, we came off of that big win at Cloquet, 42-7, and kind of amping us up for this game to get after it because, as you looked at, as you were saying, Jim, we have here with Pequot Lakes, they got some dudes.
Yeah.
They got some big dudes out there. They are physical, they are big, they can run, they can throw, but Grand Rapids has improved every single week. We saw a few games in which primarily the Hermantown and Denfeld games where there were some things that they could work on, but it seems like they've turned the corner this season and they're playing their best football. Some mistakes they still want to clean up, but they've been able to match up with basically anyone.
Yeah, and Hermantown and Denfeld, those two in particular, really poor second halves by the Thunderhawks. Since then, they've been playing complete games. They're on a 3-game winning streak. I would have to think that that right now they're feeling positive, feeling good about themselves, and They can't be asking for anything more at this point to be 3-0 in the last 3.
No, they can't. And boy, the atmosphere, it's electric tonight in Grand Rapids. The cheer squad is out at the 50-yard line. They're putting on a show. Grand Rapids is already lined up on their home sideline. Pequot Lakes is to our left in the end zone that says Grand in black letters with the orange end zone. Of course, your right end zone is the orange lettering with black lettering. It says Rapids. And it is going to be a fun night tonight. And we did catch up with Coach Spawn prior to this matchup, so we'll get to that here in just a moment. You're listening to Thunderhawks football on J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and online. You can watch it on our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. They are doing the national anthem in color guard here, Stacy. And for those of you watching on our YouTube stream, so we'll take a moment to recognize that. start. That was seniors. Woo! We are going to come right down to kickoff. So again, thank you for those joining us on our YouTube stream. Pre-game brought to you by Grand Itasca Clinic and Hospital, the official sports medicine provider of the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks. They won and they will receive. And welcome to Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. It's the Thunderhawks versus the Patriots of Pequot Lakes. And we're just about ready to get things underway. If you join us on our YouTube stream, our pregame is brought to you by Grand Itasca Clinic and Hospital, the official sports medicine provider of the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks. As you heard in our pregame with Coach Spahn, I mean, he really didn't mince words a whole lot. This is an undefeated team. They're undefeated for a reason. This will be the biggest test for the Thunderhawks this season, but they are ready to go. And let's go through their offensive starters. Number 2, Oliver Spahn. He's going to be playing your quarterback, and a senior-heavy lineup to start because, of course, it is senior night. Number 12, Jacob Engeldinger. Number 20, Aiden Kilduff. Number 27, Jamison Duell. Number 33, Dougie Jesperson. 34, Mason Johnson. 60, Aiden Lofstrom. 64, Dolan Verbick. 70, Drake Olds, and number 75, Brandon Brulo will round out your offense. And we're going to get things lit up here in Grand Rapids to get things going for your first quarter of play. And your first quarter is brought to you on our YouTube stream by Rapids Roof Truss. Again, Rapids Roof Truss, you can give them a call, 326-1777. And Grand Rapids is going to be kicking. From right to left, we are underway. Pequot Lakes won the toss and elected to receive, and they will bring it from about the 5 to the 10 to the 20, and they've got a big one already, 30, and he's breaking to the 40 near midfield. And Pequot Lakes with the big special teams play right out the gate to give themselves some great field position to start off their first offensive drive of the game.
Yeah, and our kicker had to make the tackle on that. He brought that just exploded up the middle on a nice center return there, and looked like Rapids did a good job staying in their lanes, but Pequot Lakes did a great job of blocking and created a great hole. They've got great field position to start the game.
Marcus Lynn, Jim Wimmer with you. Stacy back in studio. They'll have it 1st and 10 from their own 49. Will Pequot Lakes. They're going to be with 2 to the left. 1 back in the backfield is Oslin. He's back to pass. He throws it. It is going to be complete on the far side and a good gain on the play. So Pequot Lakes in the away whites, white bottoms, white tops, red numerals, red trim down the pants, and red helmets. Grand Rapids in those black home uniforms, black bottoms, black tops, orange numerals, black helmets. Gain of 8. It's 2nd down and 2 for Pequot Lakes in the Grand Rapids territory at the 43. Pequot Lakes will line up under center. Tight trips to the right. It's going to be a pitch near side, trying to string out Grand Rapids, and a good stiff arm, but Jesperson was able to get enough. And it'll be, though, a first down on the play for Pequot Lakes. But it could have been an explosive play. Good tackle by Dougie Jesperson.
And that's one of their stud running backs. That's number 11, Elson Peter. And I believe he's had quite a season already. It looks like he's got some speed. Grand Rapids is going to have to respect their full offensive attack here, as they're already mixing it up.
11 and 12 for Pequot Lakes are fantastic players. Is 12. Osland is your quarterback. He's got trips to the left, 2 split to the right, no backs in the backfield. Now he sends motion from right to left and now goes back. Then motion is Brill. Osland stands back from center. And we're going to have a flag. We might get a delay. So good job by Grand Rapids keeping that offense maybe a little bit confused on that first down in 10 plays. So that'll back it up to 1st and 15 from the Grand Rapids 40. Ball's on the near side hash.
Yeah, interesting that Osland, he's got the time clock right there in the end zone. Surprising he didn't notice that. Looked like he took a little extra time there. Took too much time, and they're going to get backed up 5 yards.
Trips to the left, 1 single wide receiver to the right. You have Elson Peter to the right of Osland. Grand Rapids shows pressure. They bring it. It's thrown. And, dangerous pass. Oliver's Pond just about picked that one out of the sky. It's incomplete. And it will be 2nd down for Pequot Lakes.
Good pressure by the Thunderhawks there. Almost jumping offside. They were able to hold up. And Osland had to get rid of that ball quickly. Oliver Spahn knocking it down for the Thunderhawks.
Pequot Lakes will come out. It is 2nd and 15 from the Grand Rapids 40. Trips to the right, 1 single. Receiver to the left, 1 back in the backfield. Osland in the gun. He takes the snap, and he's going to hand it off. Elsa Peter, Grand Rapids defense up front. Getting there. Mason Johnson getting up from the pile. Oliver Spahn and company, too, swarming to the football. And so it's going to be 3rd down and long for Pequot Lakes after they tried to start things off pretty hot here, Jim.
And Elson Peter, that's one of their hot running backs. He got welcomed to Grand Rapids on that carry where a host of Thunderhawks met him there right at the line of scrimmage.
4 wide receiver set, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Osland stands back from center. It's 3rd and 13 from the Grand Rapids 38-yard line. Back to passes Osland. He's going deep over the middle. It's complete in stride, cutting right and to the 10-5 touchdown Patriots. Fantastic play by Pequot Lakes to take it in from 38 yards for the score.
And as you said, Osland hitting Norby is one of his primary receivers. In stride, he was able to find a seam between defenders there and make his way into the end zone. Pequot Lakes striking quickly here.
Just shows that explosiveness of this offense of Pequot Lakes, and they will line up to kick this one for the PAT, and this is Jerome Martin, number 18, who will line up to kick. Kick is up on the way, and it is good. Pequot Lake strikes early. It's 7-0, 9:39 first quarter, and we'll come back to see Grand Rapids offense for the first time this evening. You're listening to Thunderhawks football on J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and watching on the YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. And welcome back to Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Pequot Lake strikes first at 7-0, 9:39 first quarter. Big-time pass play by the Patriots, Jim.
Yeah, and now it's going to be a test for the Thunderhawks. Can we keep pace with their offense? Obviously, they can score points. They just showed us that. Now it's going to be up to the Thunderhawks to get their offense going. We don't want to start falling behind a team like Pequot Lakes.
This first quarter brought to you by Rapids Roof Truss on our YouTube stream. Pequot Lakes kicks it off from left to right. Grand Rapids will receive it near the 10, bringing it out into the 20 and getting up past the 25-yard line are the Thunderhawks with Marcus Thiel. and Grand Rapids will start 1st and 10. And as you just mentioned, Jim, you don't want to get behind early. I think Grand Rapids in some of these games has got down early and really had to battle back. You definitely want to come out and be striking early and kind of go blow for blow with these Patriots.
And the Thunderhawks have proven that they can come back. We are down 2 scores to a good team in North Branch, but tonight I think you want to keep pace with this Patriots team.
Grand Rapids will line up 1st and 10, and they will hand this off inside. And not much going from, looks like Engeldinger is getting up from the bottom of that pile. And it will be 2nd down for Grand Rapids. Ball was at the 27-yard line, and they're going to move this up to about the 29. So a couple-yard gain on the play. It's 2nd and 8 from the Grand Rapids 29-yard line.
And Pequot Lakes with some real horses on the inside of the interior of that defensive line, and they showed there was nowhere to go up the middle.
Grand Rapids moving from right to left, 2 split out to the right. They have that 2 double wing fullback set in the backfield. Jesperson goes over the top. It's a pitch to Jefferson. Jesperson right side. He wants to throw the football. He's going down the field. He's got Duell, and it's incomplete. Pretty good coverage on the play by Pequot Lakes. And Jesperson, if he maybe could have thrown that just a touch earlier, might have had Duell with a step, but Norby was able to get back there and get into good coverage for the Patriots.
Yeah, I thought a pretty nice ball there by Dougie Jesperson on the halfback pass. Looked like Duell might have held up just a tad as the ball was in the air. If he could have kept stride, maybe he'd have brought that in.
3rd and 8 from the 29-yard line of Grand Rapids. Spawn will hand this off, and Pequot Lakes there after minimal gain on the play, and that will be Mason Johnson with his first carry, and that will be a 3-and-out for Grand Rapids as they're going to bring out the punting unit.
That's not how you want to start offensively. Now it's up to our special teams to pin them back here and get this defense back out here and see if we can shut down this Patriots offense.
Connor Keith will be your punter. He will be punting, be standing just in front of his 15-yard line at the 16. And the special team set. Good snap. Kick is up, and they had some pressure back there, but he gets it away. It's going to get a Grand Rapids bounce and be out inside the 40-yard line of Pequot Lakes, and that's where they will take over 1st and 10. So the defense wanted to get something going here. Trailing 7-0 is Grand Rapids with 8:06 left to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, a lot of pressure coming up the middle on that punt. I think they might have got maybe a hand on that ball and deflected it just a little bit. I think that was Cass Nirvanal that had the pressure there for the Patriots.
We want to thank some of our sponsors: Deerwood Bank, Grand Rapids Chiropractic, Atchison Tire, S&S Meats, Benders, Northern Star Co-op, Nooches in the Corner, and Mackley Auto Repair for bringing you Grand Rapids football. Pequot Lakes lines up 1st and 10. Ball is at their own 38-yard line. Double backs in the backfield, one to the right, one to the left of Oslin. They has twins to the right. Nobody's out to the left. They're tight to the left. Oslin's in the gun. He's going to take the snap. He's going to hand this off and trying to find some running room in the middle of the field, and they do. And they get up near a 1st down, does Pequot Lakes.
And that was number 2, Brill on the carry for Pequot Lakes. He's another one of their primary running backs. Looks like they had a couple hands on him right at the line of scrimmage, but he was able to stumble forward, and geez, he picked up 10 yards and a 1st down already.
Pequot Lakes has a lot of weapons they use offensively. It's 1st and 10 now from their own 48-yard line. And Oslin will hand off to Elsa Peter, but that time Grand Rapids in the backfield making a stick. Marcus Steele's there, Oliver Spawn's there, and that was a good defensive play.
And Mason Johnson looked like he blitzed, made his way through the gap there. He was able to come around from behind and get a couple hands on Elson Peter right away, and then all his buddies came in there and gave him a hand getting him to the ground. Nice defensive play there by the Thunderhawks.
So it's 2nd and 10. Ball is at their own 48-yard line for Pequot Lakes. Now they split out 2 to the left. Slot to the right. Elson Peter to the left of Oslin. And we're going to have a flag. This should go against Pequot Lakes. It looks like they're going to be in a false start penalty. And it will be against the Patriots. That'll back them up 5. However, as we saw in their last offensive possession, that had they were back behind the chains and threw it deep. We'll see how they respond here, as this will be now 2nd and 15 for the Patriots.
Yeah, it's obvious that the Patriots have some explosive plays in their arsenal, and it's going to be up to the Thunderhawks here to shut those plays down. There was a bit of confusion on the coverage here defensively. Hopefully the Thunderhawks can talk that over and work it out.
2nd and 15 from their own 43. And it's going to be Osmond looking to his left. He's throwing it deep, and it's going to be intercepted. Grand Rapids coming the other way. And it's Rabers, and he might take it. He's going to be brought down and near the 20-yard line. I thought he might have all green in front of him, but hey, big-time return. Grand Rapids in business after the takeaway.
And once again, it was Mason Johnson with a bunch of pressure on Osland there. Osland had to throw a little quicker than he wanted to. Was a little bit short of his target there, and Jackson Rabers was in the line of fire there, did a nice job of hauling that ball in and bringing it back downfield. Grand Rapids with great field position here.
Now if you're Grand Rapids, a great opportunity as they have a 1st and 10. Ball is at the Patriots' 20-yard line, moving from right to left. Spawn comes in from the sideline with the play. They break the huddle. Ball is on the far side hash. They come out to the line. They're going to have 2 split out to the left. Those 3 backs in the backfield with Spawn under center. Thiel goes over the top. They hand it inside to Johnson, and he falls forward after a gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down, but you can tell that Pequot Lakes defensive front, they flow to the football very well, and there's some big guys up there.
Yeah, and obviously they've done their homework. Mason Johnson has been really hot through this winning streak, and those runs up the middle have been money for Grand Rapids, and I'm sure Pequot Lakes has done their homework, and they're looking for it.
2nd and 16 from the 2nd and 6 from the 16, and they're going to hand this off to Johnson again, and oh my, he is pushed backwards and driven into the turf. Number 76, he is a beast. Jacob Lane, 6'5", 290, and he is every bit of that.
Yeah, and Mason Johnson took the brunt of that 290 right to the ground. That was a pretty aggressive play there. I'm surprised there wasn't a whistle blow once it was wrapped up. Looked a little excessive in my book.
7-0 Pequot Lakes. 5.5 minutes left to go in your first quarter. It's 3rd and 5 for the Thunderhawks from the Pequot Lakes 15-yard line. Moving from right to left, 2 split out to the left. And there's double motion as both wings were going. That was Engeldinger and Thiel, and they both started kind of going at the same time, and some miscommunication, and it's unfortunate. Those are those penalties I know Grand Rapids is wanting to clean up, and that's going to back them up 5. So 3rd and 5 goes to 3rd and 10.
And exactly what Thunderhawks didn't need here. They were looking at short yardage. I'm sure they're in 4-down territory. Now looking at 3rd and 10, you're going to have to possibly go to the air here.
3rd and 10 from the Pequot Lakes 20-yard line. Ball still on that far side hash. They hustle up to the line. There is 2 to the left. The double wing set. Mason Johnson fullback behind Spawn. Spawn under center. He sends Thiel from right to left. They are back to pass. Looking. They wanted Rabers coming out. Rabers coming out of the backfield there, and he does a little wheel, but it goes incomplete. And they will have to bring on the kicking unit, Will Grand Rapids.
And Rabers was open there in the flats, and Oliver Spawn just leading him a little too far there. Rabers had no chance of collecting that one.
Well, they're going to try to kick the field goal here, Will Grand Rapids, with Ortiz Salazar. And it's going to be a fair field goal here as the ball is, they're going to, 25-20 from the 27.
Does have the wind at his back.
So 37 yards. This kick is up, and it is good! And it had plenty of distance. Great kick by Andres Ortiz Salazar to get Grand Rapids on the board, and it's 7-3, 4:51 left to go in your first quarter. Grand Rapids gets their first points of the game, and we'll be back for more Thunderhawks football on J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and the YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. And we are at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Again, this is your first quarter brought to you by Rapid Roof Truss on our YouTube stream. Thank you for joining us on whatever platform you may be joining us on. And Grand Rapids has just scored on a field goal. And it was a nice field goal at that by Ortiz Salazar. Is 7-3. Grand Rapids trails 4:51 left to go first quarter.
And this Grand Rapids kicking game has been very successful here through this winning streak.
And they kick it off, and it will bounce and be fielded at the 25 by Pequot Lakes. And this time the coverage for Grand Rapids responds well, stays in their lanes, and not a whole lot of a return there. And I believe that was Racine handling the kicking duties on the kickoff. And now the defense for Grand Rapids. You got the takeaway with the interception by Ravers on the last possession. Coming out again, fired up. You're trailing 7-3, but 4:46 first quarter. And boy, we already got a football game in the first quarter here, Jim.
Yeah, good that they were able to get some points on the board there with Ortiz Salazar's nice leg there. He looks like he could have made that one from 45.
So Pequot Lakes lines up, trips to the left, and they go from left-right motion. They hand this off inside, and Grand Rapids does not buy it. And the guys up front make a good play for the Thunderhawks. Sam Dix getting up off of the pile, and Oliver Spawn's getting in the mix there too. Also getting in there is number 66, Adric Adam.
That was Elson Peter on the carry for Pequot Lakes, and obviously the Thunderhawks have done their homework as well. They had that inside run well covered. Now, nowhere to go for Elson Peter.
2nd and 9 for the Patriots from their own 34-yard line. They're under center. They pitch it out. Elson Peter far side. He's got some room, but depending where they spot this, should be short of the first down, and he is. It'll be 3rd and short for Pequot Lakes. 4 minutes left to go. We are in your first quarter of play, and Grand Rapids trails 7-3.
Elson Peter, a lot of quickness over there at the halfback position. He can get 5 yards in a hurry.
It is 3rd and 1. Ball is at their own 42-yard line for the Patriots. And they have come out in several different formations, T-back field, and you're going to have Osland under center. They're going to hand this off, and Grand Rapids is there for the short gain by Pequot Lakes. And that, I believe, is Jesperson. It is who makes the tackle, but it is enough for a first down for Pequot Lakes up to near midfield and actually just past the 45 to the 46-yard line.
Looks like that was Broskovitz on the carry, number 10. Pequot Lakes.
So 1st and 10 from the own 46, Moon Brights here in Grand Rapids. Osland again under center, and he will hand this off Elson Peter, and he's trying to fight forward, and he does. And he's one of those backs, too. He has that first contact, but he just finds a way to keep those legs turning, and he gets forward, and it'll be 2nd down for Pequot Lakes.
Yeah, and like you say, always falling forward. He seems to make something out of nothing. They had him wrapped up the line of scrimmage. He was able to get 3.
So 2nd and 7. Ball is at their own 49-yard line. Ball above the head of the Thunderhawk at midfield. Now tight trips to the left, one split wide to the right. Elson Peters, the deep back. Osland is under center, and they hand it off, and Grand Rapids doesn't buy it. It was a well-designed play as Brill kind of came across from this receiver position in the slot, took the handoff, and we have a Grand Rapids Thunderhawk who's slow to get up, and I believe that is Adric Adam. And he's pounding the ground right now, and he wanted to get up, but he's in some obvious discomfort. And he was one of the guys in on that stop, but well, hopefully that he'll be able to get up here as Aiden Lofstrom, number 60, is going to come into the game.
That might be 58. Miller? I don't know if you caught a number.
I think 66. I think it's
okay.
Adric. And he is now up. And he's having some help walking off. He's trying to put a little pressure on those legs. And he seems to be coming off somewhat on his own power. He's still being helped a little bit, but we'll hope the best for him as he is coming out of this game, at least for the time being. Aiden Lofstrom has come into the game to play defense. So it is going to be 3rd down and 6 from midfield for Pequot Lakes. They have 2 split wide to the right. I formation behind Austin. They have run a different formation several times in this game. We're just in the first quarter. They fake it. It's play action. It's going to be thrown into the flat. It's complete across the 40. Now near sideline, still running, and finally tackled out of bounds are the Patriots. But another big gain for Pequot Lakes into Grand Rapids territory.
Yeah, and a well-executed play there. Number 25 for the for Pequot Lakes there. Looks like that was Hulke. Took that in the flats and up the sidelines for a huge gain for the Pequot Lakes Patriots.
I can see how they are hard to game plan for defensively, and they keep coming out in different sets, running all sorts of different kinds of plays. It's 1st and 10 from the Grand Rapids 19-yard line. In I formation, 2 to the left, Osland under center. It's a pitch left side to Elson Peter. Now he cuts back in. He's spinning and just driving forward. And I tell you what, he's not overly big on the roster, but he's kind of like a Mason Johnson. He just runs a lot bigger than what he is.
Yeah, 5'8", 180. He is. He does have a stocky build to him there, and looks like he's a load to take down. Speaking of Johnson, Johnson had great position there to turn the play in, and Elson Peter, boom, he's up the field. He just can get a lot of yards in a hurry.
Johnson does come out. Morgan comes in for Grand Rapids. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 9 for Pequot Lakes. Osland stands back from center. He's got Elson Peter to his left. He will hand it off inside. Elson Peter is going to try to hurdle him in and get hit. Jesperson says, not so fast. You're not going to go up and over that easy. And it will be 2nd down and goal for Pequot Lakes.
Elson Peter looks like he's not afraid to take flight there as he tried to go to the air there. And Dougie Jesperson doing a nice job of meeting him and taking him to the ground.
So 2nd and goal from the 5. We're under a minute to play first quarter. It's 7-3 Pequot Lakes. They're looking to extend their lead. Grand Rapids trying to hold them out. Now backs to the left and to the right of Osland, who stand backs from center. He will hand it off Elson Peter. We're going to have whistles before the snap. There's a flag on the far side. This might go against Grand Rapids. And it is an offside penalty against the Thunderhawks. So on a 2nd and 5, that should be half the distance to the goal, and it'll be 2nd down again from a little bit closer for Pequot Lakes.
And with all the weapons Pequot Lakes have, that's the last thing you want to do is give them better position at reaching the goal line.
Pequot Lakes in the huddle. There's 28 seconds and counting in the first quarter. They lead 7-3. It's 2nd and goal from the 3. For Pequot Lakes, ball's on the near side hash. Osland stands back from center. He's got 2 backs in the backfield with him. He hands it off Elson Peter, who's trying to drive, and he just powers his way in from 3 yards out. And actually, that's number 9 for Pequot Lakes, and that's Norby.
And that's his 2nd touchdown of the night, Norby.
And he takes it in. Again, weapons galore for this Patriots team. And it's 13-3 with 12 seconds left to go first quarter.
Yeah, we're seeing a whole arsenal of weapons there on the Patriots side. They just keep coming in waves.
And holding will be Nordby, who just scored the touchdown. And the kick is on the way. It is blocked by Grand Rapids! So it's no good. Score remains 13-3. 12 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Big special teams play by the Thunderhawks. And we'll be back in just a moment as you're listening to Grand Rapids football on J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and on our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. Correct. And we're at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. It's 13-3. Pequot Lakes leads. 12 seconds left to go in the first quarter. And Pequot Lakes dishing it all over the field. They got a lot of different guys contributing on the offensive side of the football. But Grand Rapids, an opportunity now to go down and respond.
Yeah, and I can see why I believe they're number 2 ranked statewide in Class 3A. This is a really nice-looking team from Pequot Lakes.
They kick it from left to right, short, high kick is going to be fielded at the 25 by the Thunderhawks, trying to make a move up across 30 to the 35 is Grand Rapids. And good opportunity here for the Thunderhawks to get something going.
Looks like that was number 20 on the return for Grand Rapids.
And so Grand Rapids, with 8.2 seconds left to go in the first quarter, will have it 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line.
Killed off, right?
I believe so. So now Grand Rapids will come up to the line. One wide to the right, one to the left. Double wing set, Mason Johnson behind Spawn, who will be the quarterback under center. He looks over his offense, does Oliver Spawn. He sets, and he sends Ravers over the top. It's an RPO, ball's on the ground, and Spawn is able to pick it back up, and just a little confusion on where they wanted to go with that one. Led to the ball on the ground, but Oliver Spawn fortunately was able to get back on to the football to live another day. But that will be the end of the first quarter of play. Grand Rapids trails Pequot Lakes 13-3, and we'll be back for your second quarter from Grand Rapids on J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and on the YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. You can give a minute here, Stacy, on the radio side of things. Welcome back to Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer, Stacy back in studio on our YouTube stream. Our second quarter is brought to you by Northern Minnesota Builders Association. Grand Rapids will have it 2nd and 12 from their own 33. Spawn is back to pass. He's looking downfield, rolling near side, and he's got all sorts of pressure, and he can't outrun it. Pequot Lakes running down Oliver Spawn as he couldn't find a receiver down the field, and that's number 52, Dane Mudgett, who comes in and makes the play, but there is a Patriot down on the field after that play.
Spawn with plenty of time to get a pass off there, just didn't have anybody open, and when he finally decided to tuck the ball and run with it, he had a couple of Patriots all over him.
And with a Patriot down on the field, we're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll come back as this is Thunderhawks football on J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and on the YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. Just a quick 30 here, Stacy, just a quick 30.
Samson Rothwell. Looks like he's up and doing okay.
That timeout brought to you by S&S Meats. We like to see the good Patriot get up and get off the field of his own power. So now it's 3rd and 18 for Grand Rapids from their own 27. They hand this off to Ravers, and he's breaking free. He's to the 50. He's to the 40. He's got all sorts of speed. 20, and he's tripped up on a touchdown-saving tackle inside the 10. Jackson, I see you as he is just running wild lately.
Jackson Ravers having a heck of a game, first defensively with the pick, and now with the long run. They had everybody fooled on the Pequot Lake side as they were wrapping up Mason Johnson on the beautiful fake there from Spawn. Ravers able to break break free on that long carry. That was a gain of, I don't know what, 60, 65?
I'll let you do the math.
Nice
it
run.
Was long. And I think what Mr. Sheldon said, about 70 yards, so 1st and 10. In fact, that should be 1st and goal for Grand Rapids from inside the 10.
Now we need to punch this thing in.
Spawns under center. Thiel goes from right to left over the top. They hand it inside to Mason Johnson, and he's battling. And not a lot going for Mason early on in this game, but he keeps fighting. It's going to be 2nd down and goal for Grand Rapids.
And I think that ball squirted out, and he had to go get it. Looked like it quickly went to the ground. He went down and got it, and like he had picked up a few and had to go backwards there, unless my eyes were deceiving me.
So it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 6 for the Thunderhawks. 1 wide to the left. Double wing set, Spawns under center. Spawn sends Jesperson from left to right, handed inside to Johnson again. And he gets forward. It'll be 3rd down and goal for the Thunderhawks.
And Thunderhawks just keep pounding that middle. Mason Johnson, he's been money in there the last few games. And they're continue to work it even with those big horses in there for the Patriots.
So 3rd and goal from the 3 for Grand Rapids. Trailing 13-3 with 9:51 in the 2nd quarter, but an opportunity to close this gap. Spawn under center. Well split out to the right. Thiel goes from right to left. They hand it inside Johnson again. They're just giving it to him. Say, get in there. And he will be shy inside the 1-yard line. 4th and goal for Grand Rapids. And Pequot Lakes doesn't want to make it easy by any means.
They're just going power on power there. And hats off to the Thunderhawks. They are moving that line back. They're getting little bit at a time, small chunks. They just need to get over this goal line.
Big boy football down here. It's 4th and goal from the 1. Grand Rapids lines up. They split 2 out to the left. Spawns under center. Spawn sends Thiel right to left. They pitch it to Thiel. Left side. He cuts up. Touchdown! Grand Rapids! Marcus Thiel gets into the end zone from a yard out, and the Thunderhawks are in business.
Pequot Lakes was looking at Johnson again. He got a lot of attention. Marcus Thiel busting off left side there, was able to find a lot of room. He went in untouched.
And Grand Rapids will line up for the point after. So with 8:57 left to go in the 2nd quarter, it's 13-9. Thunderhawks trail, trying to get this within 3 with the point after. And the kick is on the way by Racine, and it is good. It's 13-10. Pequot Lakes lead 2nd quarter, 8:57, and we'll be back for more Thunderhawks football on J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and on the YouTube stream at KOSY Sports.
And that was exactly what they needed right there.
Mm-hmm.
That was a nice play.
That was. They read that well. And we are back at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer. Stacy back in studio. The 2nd quarter on our YouTube stream brought to you by Northern Minnesota Builders Association. We also want to thank on our radio side of things, Itasca Economic Development Corporation, Dairy Queen of Grand Rapids, Super One Foods, and Latvilla Lumber. Grand Rapids closes the gap to 3 with a Marcus Thiel 4th and 1 touchdown run. It's 13-10. Pequot Lakes 8:57 left to go in your 2nd quarter. Grand Rapids moving from left to right. They will kick this one off with number 94, Ortiz Salazar. And the kick is on its way to Pequot Lakes, and they will field at near their 15. Now bring it up across the 20, and just they got some explosive runners, and the Turf Monster might be helping us out a little bit on that one. And you think those holes are going to close on that kickoff, but they've got a lot of speed, does Pequot Lakes.
Yeah, that was Tweet on the return there. A lot of quickness, that Tweet. And there was a hole there, but I think he tripped over his own guy. went to the ground. So a little assist there from one of the Patriots, and we will take that.
It'll be first and 10 for Pequot Lakes. They're at their own 32-yard line, moving from right to left. They have two split out to the right and one slot to the left. They have one back in the backfield with Osland, and that's Elsa Peter, who is up the field. A flag comes out on the backside of that play. That could be a hold against Pequot Lakes. It could be. We'll await the official call on what this could be.
And that certainly is in that neighborhood.
And it will be a hold against Pequot Lakes. That'll back them up, so they'll have first and long. And while I have just a quick moment, I want to thank some more of our sponsors, Grand Itasca Clinic and Hospital, Paul Bunyan Communications, Northland Portables, and Grand Rapids State Bank.
And that's a costly one. 10 yards paced off there against the Patriots. They'll be looking at, looks like first and 20 now.
An update on the GNK football game after one. GNK is trailing Moose Lake Willow River 13-0. It's on KOZY. First and 20 for Pequot Lakes from their own 22-yard line. Osland stands back from center. He's going to take the snap, play action, little slant, and boom! What a hit! Dougie Jesperson! Welcome to Grand Rapids. Nordby took a shot from Mr. Dougie Jesperson. That's when you come across the middle, that could happen, and it did. A good clean hit by Jesperson, but they do pick up some yards on the play, does Pequot Lakes.
Yeah, not a lot though. Norby on the slant there, and Dougie Jesperson just about beat him to the ball. He certainly met him at midfield there, and Dougie Jesperson, he plays a good safety out there.
Second and 14, ball is at the 28-yard line of Pequot Lakes. Osland's rolling to his right. He's looking downfield. He heaves it deep, and it's caught by Pequot Lakes in coverage. And again, a touchdown-saving tackle, and a flag comes out late. Dougie Jesperson with that tackle, but there might have been something that is going to be in the 15-yard vicinity after that play.
Yeah, that's going to be half the distance from that location, but Grand Rapids had really good coverage on that pass play. Just a really nice reception there by number 3. That's Clark on the reception for the Patriots, and looked like something must have. Oh, they're waving.
Oh, they're going to wave that flag off, so that's a positive for the Thunderhawks, but it is going to be first and 10 Pequot Lakes from the Grand Rapids 20. And again, it was great coverage, almost a position for the Thunderhawks to make an interception, but great reception by the Patriots. They get down the field, and it seems we're calling a different guy every single time they are running a play. And it's first and 10 for Pequot Lakes. Osland hands it off inside, and good tackle by Grand Rapids. And they make a good play as Brill on the carry.
Yeah, good job by Thunderhawks closing up that right side carry by Brill. Only able to get, looks like, a yard on the play. He hasn't made much noise yet tonight, Brill.
No, I believe that was Aiden Lofstrom, and his Coach Spawn enlightened us in the pregame before Aiden got to Grand Rapids. He was a running back, so he's got some speed.
Yeah, he's got some a lot of physical ability. I've been impressed with him all season.
So second and 9 for the Patriots from the Grand Rapids 19-yard line, 6:53, second quarter, 13-10. Patriots 2 wide out to the left. Osland is going to send a man right to left. It's Brill, and he is going to get it and try to get to the outside, but Oliver Spawn throws him to the ground. And Brill a little slower to get up after that hit. 2-on-2. Oliver Spawn wears number 2, so does Brill, and it will be a third down for Pequot Lakes.
And Brill's going to take a breather after that one. Spawn able to wrap him up and twist him down to the ground, and it looks like Brill took the worst out of that collision.
So it's third and 6 from the Grand Rapids 16-yard line for Pequot Lakes, moving from right to left. I formation 2 to the left. Osland will be under center as he taps his centers behind and gets underneath. And he will play action, looking downfield, throws. Another quick slant across the middle of the field from left to right. It's complete. Again, good coverage by Grand Rapids, but so far I'm impressed by these Pequot Lakes receivers. They're catching just about everything.
Yeah, that was Broskovich on the reception there for Pequot. And pretty impressed with Osland. He's kind of a gunslinger out there. He's not afraid to throw it into coverage and has a lot of confidence in his receivers.
It's going to be first and goal for Pequot Lakes from the Grand Rapids 6. And they line up T formation. This Pequot Lakes, everybody's tight. Oslin's under center, and they will hand this off inside. And Grand Rapids will hold, and it'll be second down and goal for the Patriots. And looks like right at the 5-yard line, ball right in between the hashes.
That's Hulky on the carry there for Pequot, and a host of Thunderhawks bringing him to the ground.
So second and goal from the 5 for Pequot Lakes. Oslin will be under center. And we'll await the pitch. Right side, trying to string Grand Rapids out, and they do to the right corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots.
And that's Norby once again with good lead blocks there from the other running backs leading the way. There was he had a nice path to the right pylon there. Pequot Lakes looking at going up 10 here.
19-10, Pequot Lakes, 5:03, second quarter. They take that one in from 5 yards out. And it appears they are going to go for 2.
Interesting.
Here. They're going to come out with Osland under center, and they keep running that T set in the backfield. And they are going to line up for 2. Osland will be back to pass. They throw it. It's complete. And right in the middle of the field. And Osland's really liking what he's seeing in the middle of this Grand Rapids secondary. And it will be 21-10, Pequot Lakes, 5:03, second quarter.
Yeah, that was Broskovich once again. He certainly is has been one of the favorite targets tonight for Osland.
And we'll take a quick timeout. We'll be back for more Thunderhawks football on J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and on our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. We're at Noble Hall Fields in Grand Rapids. The Thunderhawks trails Pequot Lakes by a score of 21-10, 5:03. We're in your second quarter on our YouTube stream, brought to you by the Northern Minnesota Builders Association. Another score, Deer River leads East Central 27-0 after the first quarter on 96.9 KMFY. Pequot Lakes has just scored on a 5-yard run. They kick it deep. Thiel is going to try to bring it up, and he does to near the 20-yard line as he had to kind of wheel around and take that one deep, but does get out to near the 20.
Yeah, that was a heck of a kick there. I believe that is that's the running back Elson Peter that's doing the kickoff for Pequot Lakes, and he pounded that one with the wind.
It was going to be 21-10. Pequot Lakes 4:57 before halftime on senior night here in Grand Rapids. Grand Rapids will line up offensively. 1st and 10 from their own 21-yard line. They have dual wide receiver set, one wide to the left, and Duell is short out to the right. They send Thiel across the top. They hand it to Thiel, and he's got room to run.
He's gone.
He's explosive. He's to the 50. He's still running. 30. He's to the 20. 10. 5. Touchdown, Marcus Thiel. Oh, my goodness!
Marcus Thiel, 78 yards on that one. Marcus, that was an explosive left side. Once again, Mason Johnson getting all the attention on the fake. Marcus Thiel able to break free there, and he turned on the afterburners. He got into open field.
Once Marcus Thiel gets out there and there is green in front of him, ain't nobody going to catch him. It is 21-16. Pequot Lakes leads 4:44 before halftime. Ortiz Salazar will kick this one for the PAT. And we'll have a little pause. The officials holding this up. That was such a far run, they had to wait for the chain gang to get down.
I think they're catching their breath.
And that is up, and the kick is good. It is 21-17. Grand Rapids trails Pequot Lakes 4:44 before halftime. And boy, we have a ball game here at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. And we'll take a quick timeout and be back as this is Thunderhawks football on J105, the Thunder, J105radio.com, and on the YouTube stream at KOZY Sports.
That was sweet.
And welcome back to Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Little alongside Jim Wimmer. It is 21-17, 4:44 before halftime. If you're watching on the YouTube stream, we have some explosive plays, and my space is limited, so I'm trying to follow the action, but it's been kind of crazy because, again, it's tough to move for those big-time plays, but Marcus Steele just taking one to the house.
Yeah, that was just a great play there. Offensive line blowing open a hole for him, and Marcus Steele turning on the afterburners.
Racine kicks this low line drive kick is going to be picked up by Pequot Lakes, and good special teams play by the Thunderhawks. And Pequot Lakes will have relatively decent field position, but they've been dangerous on these kickoffs, but not a lot going in the return game there. And after the tackle, unfortunately, the Patriots still down on the field, and so we don't like to see that. But why don't we take another quick timeout, though, as there is a Patriot down on the field, and we'll be back in just a few, as this is Thunderhawks football on J105, the Thunder, J105radio.com, and on the YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. You probably give me a minute here, Stacy. You can probably give me a minute.
Well, they're not going to the legs. I was surprised. He must have just had the
wind knocked out of him. That's number 7. Harrison Kennan. We're in Grand Rapids. That timeout brought to you by S&S Meats. Fortunately, the Patriots in question was able to get off the field on his own power. Harrison Kennan
was after a nice open field tackle by Wyatt Simonson for the Thunderhawks.
And we'll have a whistle and a timeout by Pequot Lakes. There's 4:41 left to go before halftime. It's 21-17. Pequot Lakes with the lead. This is as they say, a battle of heavyweights right now. It is a slugfest out there. Both offenses having explosive plays, getting a lot of guys involved, and the defenses are just trying to make as many plays as they can out here.
Yeah, the one Raber's interception is the exception so far for the defenses, but Rapids going 3 and out on their first possession, but since then they've had some explosive plays and have been able to keep pace with this powerful Pequot Lakes team.
Again, this timeout on our YouTube stream brought to you by S&S Meats. We want to thank Itasca Reliable Insurance Agency, A&B Mishaps, L&M Fleet Supply, CarQuest, Lake Country Power, Mr. Furnace, Dale's Auto Body, and the Emeralds for bringing you Thunderhawks football. Coming out of this timeout, Pequot Lakes is back out on the field. They'll have it 1st and 10 from their own 37-yard line, moving right to left at 21-17 Patriots, 4:41 before the half. And we'll see what happens here on this possession. It's just been exciting football all the way around to the last game of the regular season. Pequot Lakes lines up in the eye. They have 2 split to the right. Osmond barking directions to his offense. He's under center, and he's going to hand this one off middle. And Elsa Peter, again, just finds a little gap. He doesn't need a lot of room, and he gets forward. It'll be 2nd down, though, for Pequot Lakes.
Yeah, and he's a very patient runner. He does a nice job of playing off his blocks there. Was, like you say, able to make something out of nothing, really. It looked like Rapids had done a nice job of closing things up, but Elson Peter picking up 5.
2nd and 5 from their own 42, moving right to left are the Patriots. Again, same formation to the right, I formation behind Oslin, who claps his hands. And they did a lot of talking at the line. Oslin will hand this one off. It's kind of same play to Elsa Peter up the middle and finds a little gap, and he'll have enough for a first down up near midfield.
Yeah, just a strong-looking run in there. Elson Peter, one guy doesn't take him down. Looks like it takes 2-3 guys to wrap him up and get him to the ground. Otherwise, he's just going to be dragging you for extra yardage. A lot of power in that little body.
1st and 10 from their own 49-yard line. Pequot Lakes leads 21-17, 3:44 in the first half. And they're just liking this kind of power set with the twins to the right. Oslin is under center. He pitches it. Elsa Peter right side, and he finds a little room to run. He'll have a first down and more. He might go. He's to the 20. He's to the 10. He cuts inside, spin move. Touchdown, Patriots. I tell you what, he can run. Can number 11 for Pequot Lakes as he takes it down the field for 51 yards, and it is explosive play after explosive play by these offenses. And it's 27-17. Pequot Lakes again extends their lead to 10, 3:23 left to go before halftime.
And it looks like they were just going to keep feeding Elson Peter there, and it worked on a long scamper there by Elson Peter. He was able to go off right side there, found a nice gap there. Sweeney did try to get him wrapped up at the end zone, but he was able to spin on in.
And they will come out and go for 2. As Oslin will be in the gun. And he'll have one back to his left. He's got spread formation, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Oslin awaits the snap. Grand Rapids jumped offside. And they will stop this play. Trying to get a jump on that one. Lucas Miller, number 58 for the Thunderhawks. And that'll get them a little bit closer for this try. 2-point conversion. And it's 27-17. After the big run by Elson Peter by Pequot Lakes, 51 yards, and they will line up to go for 2.
Elson Peter just explosive. He's not only is he powerful, but he has speed. We'd heard about him, Marcus, and he's putting on a show here in this first half.
So they line up. Everybody's tight. 3 backs in the backfield in a T set. Oslin's under center, and he will hand this off. And Dougie Jesperson holds them out. Great job by number 33 of Grand Rapids, and it is 27-17. The lead remains 10 for Pequot Lakes, 3:23 to go before halftime.
It's like Dick down low and Jesperson up high. They were able to keep Norby from getting in the end zone there. That was a big stop here. Now if we could answer with some points here, we could stay right in this thing.
And we'll take a quick 30-second timeout on J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and on our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. We're at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer, Stacy back in studio. Our second quarter brought to you by the Northern Minnesota Builders Association on our YouTube stream. Pequot Lakes takes their lead back up to 10, 27-17, 3:23 before the half, and they will kick this one off deep, retrieved at the 5. Ravers is going to take it, and he is hit and taken backwards after he tries to get up to the 20, and good special teams play by the Patriots. Grand Rapids will have to march a little ways down the field to try to cut this lead down before halftime. Positive is that Pequot Lakes did take the ball to start this game. Grand Rapids should get this one after the half. So it would be an opportunity here if you go down and get a score to really kind of set yourself up in this game, being down 27-17 against undefeated Pequot Lakes, 3:16 to go before half. But Grand Rapids handling their own, but you can't let them now by any means of the imagination. And they will come out, and I think we're going to have a timeout. And a timeout, Pequot Lakes, on our YouTube stream. Our timeouts are brought to you by S&S Meats. We'll keep it right here. And we want to thank Deerwood Bank, Grand Rapids Chiropractic, Atchison Tire, S&S Meats, Bender's, Northern Star Co-op, Nuches in the Corner, and Mackley Auto Repair for bringing you Thunderhawks football. Final game of the season. Quick turnaround. You played on Friday. If you're Grand Rapids, you beat Cloquet. You're back at home here on Wednesday against undefeated Pequot Lakes. And, boy, this one's living up to the expectations so far here in the first half.
Yeah, just a lot of excitement here. Big plays after big plays. And, you know, right now, Thunderhawks, ideally, if you can put some points on the board here just before halftime, then come back out, score again. That's a huge amount of momentum. So it's a big opportunity here for the Thunderhawks to put some points on the board just before halftime.
And it's really been explosive plays so far here in the first half for both sides. Big pass plays by Pequot Lakes, big run plays for Grand Rapids. Pequot Lakes on that last one. Nelson Peter really showed off his skills on a big run, but now Grand Rapids will have it 1st and 10 from their own 23, moving from left to right. 3:16 before halftime, 27-17 they trail. It's going to be a pitch near side, trying to get up. This angle digger. We're just going to have you flag a couple come out as he got wrapped up high, and you could see him jerk around. And this should be a penalty against Pequot Lakes as they're checking on Engeldinger or the rest of his teammates, and they got his face mask. He's going to take a little breather, I think, after that one. That's a personal foul face mask. That's 15 yards against Pequot Lakes. Grand Rapids will move up 15.
Yeah, that's a huge mistake on the Patriots there. Engeldinger just getting snapped around right to the ground. That had to hurt.
And they will march this one up, so Grand Rapids will still have it 1st down, but in much better position up across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Ball on the near side hash. They say clock will run. There's 3:09 before halftime. It's 27-17 Patriots over Grand Rapids. Thunderhawks moving from left to right. Twins to the left. They have the Ravers and Thiel and Johnson in the backfield. Thiel goes from right to left. It's going to be a rollout by Spawn. He's looking, throws, intercepted. Pequot Lakes, and what a jump on the ball by the Patriots. And Nordby, we've called his game a few times tonight, and he just came up and hawked that one away. Turnover, and that one hurts against Grand Rapids, and now Pequot Lakes is going to have it in really good position. Grand Rapids is going to have to D it up.
Yeah, Spawn trying to hit Rabers on the in route there. Waited a little long. Norby able to read that, come up and make a play, and just like that, it's Pequot Lakes ball.
You hate to see that after you get the 15 yards on the penalty and then the turnover, but it will be 1st and 10 for the Patriots from the Grand Rapids 43, moving from right to left, and they'll have trips to the right. One receiver to the left. Oslin under center, pitch right side. Elsa Peter, who now cuts back inside, and he'll get across the 40-yard line. It'll be 2nd down for Pequot Lakes, and this is a big-time possession for this Grand Rapids defense, trailing by 10, 27-17, 2:30 left to go before halftime.
And if Pequot Lakes can put another touchdown on the board here, Grand Rapids all of a sudden looking at a huge deficit.
Pequot Lakes lines up at 2nd and 6 from the Grand Rapids 39. Oslin under center, one back in the backfield, and it's Elsa Peter. He's going to throw it on the pitch, thought about it, but now he's going to try to tuck it, but Grand Rapids is there. It's a good play by the Thunderhawks. I thought they wanted to get a little fancy, did Pequot Lakes, but the Thunderhawks stayed home, and it's going to be 3rd down for the Patriots.
Yeah, great job by both of the Thunderhawk cornerbacks there, staying home. At Rabers had his guy covered there on the right side. I didn't catch who was covering over here on the left side, but great job.
And it's going to be 3rd down and 6 from the 39-yard line of Grand Rapids for Pequot Lakes. Trips is now switched to the left side of the field, one wide to the right. Elsa Peter in the backfield with Oslin in a whistle and flags. This could be against the Patriots, and we'll await the official call, and it will be a false start against Pequot Lakes. Now Grand Rapids has them backed up on a 3rd and long, an opportunity to get off the field for this Grand Rapids defense to get it back to your offense with 1.5 minutes left to go before halftime. It's 27-17 Pequot Lakes, but most importantly, Pequot Lakes allowing them not to score on this possession if you can. But
right.
This is a big 3rd down. It's 3rd and 11 from the 44 of Grand Rapids. 4 wide receiver set. Oslin in the gun. Hard count. He's back to pass. He's looking downfield, delivers, and we're going to pass interference. They're going to get Sweeney coming over the top on that one, I believe. And that'll be a 1st down. Pequot Lakes, that intended receiver, Ethan Ariano. And just a touch too early, I think, for Grand Rapids.
Yeah, Sweeney trying to make a break on the ball there. Probably felt like he had a right to the ball there, but officials felt differently.
They're having quite the conversation, though. Maybe wondering where this could be spotted. But so maybe this could be a conversation about what down this could be or whatnot. I'm not sure what it's pass interference. It is against Grand Rapids, and it will be a first down. So they will move this up. I think they were just trying to make sure they had the right spot on this ball. And they'll move it up inside the 30-yard line. Pequot Lakes will have another shot. Minute 19, 27-17, they lead. Clock running, as the official says, wind it. Pequot Lakes is still huddled at midfield. They got to run up to the football. And they will have it now 1st and 10 from the Grand Rapids 28-yard line. Bunch trips to the right, one wide to the left. Elson Peters, the deep back. Oslin's under center for Pequot Lakes. Grand Rapids shows heat, and they might have come. No, they're going to maybe say this is on Pequot Lakes. Maybe that pressure made them flinch a little up front for the Patriots, and it will be another false start against Pequot Lakes, so that defensive intensity gets them to jump.
Yeah, I think that was Aiden Lostrom there coming up to put some pressure on the offensive line there, and he made someone jump.
Clock's still running. We're under 45 seconds. It's 1st and 15 from the 33 Grand Rapids. Oslin has time. He's throwing it. He wants Norby. It is a fight for it. Oh, my goodness. What a catch by Pequot Lakes. It was great coverage on the play, and he just made a next-level catch like you're going to play on Saturdays type of catch for Pequot Lakes, and they have just extended their 10-point lead, and that was a huge reception by the Patriots.
Yeah, Norby, Osland with the great pass there, and good coverage by the Thunderhawks, but Norby just willing his way to pulling that ball in, and big pass play there, and if you're the Thunderhawks, those are big points that you didn't want on the board.
They will kick the PAT. The kick is up, and it goes into the band of Grand Rapids, who's lined up for halftime. And it is 34-17 with 37.4 seconds left to go before halftime. Pequot Lakes on top. And we'll take a quick timeout as you're listening to Thunderhawks football on J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and on the YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. We're back at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Pequot Lakes has extended their lead to 34-17, 37.4 seconds before halftime. Osland Norby and made a huge catch and great coverage by Grand Rapids, but this just shows why Pequot Lakes is undefeated. They can make some plays.
Yeah, and they do it with all facets of the game.
As they kick this off from right to left. It's going to be fielded by Thiel at the 10, and he's going to cross the 15 and get to about the 20-yard line. And I tell you what, the Pequot Lakes faithful have traveled well on this Wednesday night. They filled up basically almost the entire side across the way, and they are making some noise here in Grand Rapids as they're definitely supporting their team up 34-17, 32.1 seconds to go before halftime. We'll see what Grand Rapids elects to do here, and they're going to have to go about 80 yards to get a touchdown for the Thunderhawks, or if they just try to conservatively take this one to halftime and make some adjustments and come out in the second half.
And thus far, those Patriots have given their fans a lot to cheer about as they've doubled up the Thunderhawks here.
It's 1st and 10 for Grand Rapids from their own 20, moving from left to right, 2 wide receivers set. One to the right, one to the left spawns under center, and he's back to pass. He's looking at the screen to Dwell, who catches it on that little slant. He's just running across the field to the 20 and ran a long ways, and in fact might have lost a yard or two. And he was trying to find something as he crossed the middle of the field, but it was just a wall of Patriots and not a lot going for Grand Rapids on that one. And they're going to try to maybe get one more play off before halftime. There's 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, and they get one off and hand it off inside. But Pequot Lakes is there, and that is how we will end the half. The Thunderhawks trail 34-17 to Pequot Lakes at halftime. And we'll be back for your halftime festivities on J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and on the YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. Minutes on the radio side of things, Stacy, that would be great. Thank you. We're at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer, Stacy back in studio. Your halftime score between Grand Rapids and Pequot Lakes is the Patriots lead 34-17 at the half. Our halftime on our YouTube stream is brought to you by Pequot Electric. Yeah, and we will be having the halftime show by the band on our YouTube stream that you'll be able to watch that. And they're getting ready for one of their final performances of the year. Grand Rapids, this is the final regular season game, and if you heard in our pregame, Coach Spahn said this will be the best team that Grand Rapids has seen all season, and Pequot Lakes is showing why. They got weapons all over the field.
Yeah, they're certainly showing us here tonight why they're highly rated in the state in Class 3A. Yeah, and I'm looking at my notes here. I've got a lot of Norby on my notes. Mr. Norby with 4 touchdowns tonight for Pequot Lakes.
And if you look at this game, it is 34-17 at half, but really, in my opinion, I believe one of the biggest turning moments in this game is Grand Rapids has the interception, which, who else? It was Norby, who comes in, makes the pick, and then Pequot Lakes is able to go down. It was a 27-17 game at that. It was really a back-and-forth game. Grand Rapids would be down by 10. They'd get the touchdown, get it within that one score again. Then Pequot Lakes would go down, but this time Pequot Lakes made the big defensive play, was able to go down and score, and that's where we're at with 34-17. And the mistakes in this game, you can't make them. Errors have to be at a minimum because both teams have been taking advantage of them.
Yeah, and, hats off to Pequot Lakes. They've obviously have done their homework on the Grand Rapids passing game. They sniffed out that pass that was going to Ravers, and then the duel pass that they had a lot of success with that little quick in pass there. They sniffed that one out as well and held him to no gain. So Grand Rapids really not getting a passing game going, where Pequot Lakes, Osland has been pretty successful with throwing the ball.
Osland, the quarterback for Pequot Lakes, is looking really good tonight. He's got a lot of time. He's been able to throw the football, and when he does, his receivers have come up and made great catches for him. And the running game, I mean, we can talk about 5 to 6 different guys, but Elson Peter leading the charge. But again, they have a barrage of different players that they've been using in this game.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned Elson Peter averaging about 8.5 a carry this year, and you can see why. He is just about guaranteed 5 a run. He gets that good early push, and then you throw an explosive on top of it. He had that long run there, and there you go. You're going to have one heck of an average with that kind of a performance.
Grand Rapids, though, has been able to make some big plays as well. Ravers has the interception in this game, got Grand Rapids in a good field position. Marcus Steele has the huge run, I believe about 70 yards in this game for a touchdown. Dougie Jesperson has been playing lights out, but again, it's just been a slight mistake here, a slight mistake there, and right now, Pequot Lakes is reaping the benefits of that. But Grand Rapids has shown that they can also move down the field against this Pequot Lakes team.
Yeah, and there's going to be a couple things. You can't be making those mistakes. Thus far, the turnovers are pretty even. Penalties probably lopsided in the Grand Rapids. With Grand Rapids with more penalty yards than Pequot Lakes. And when you're playing a powerful team like Pequot Lakes, you're going to have to play clean ball.
And I think you mentioned that, and it's been really some of the bigger penalties. I mean, Pequot Lakes has got some false starts. They have the face mask against Engeldinger, but then it's kind of those crucial mistakes. Grand Rapids gets a pass interference after backing up Pequot Lakes 3rd and long, and then that gets them up to 1st and 10. Ultimately, they go down and score a touchdown.
Yeah, and they've shown that they can do it different ways. They've been successful with the run, and they've been successful with the pass. So if you're Grand Rapids, you have to be paying attention to both.
And I think if you're Coach Spahn right now in the shed and the rest of the coaching staff, I think one thing that you're also maybe going to look at is that 3rd downs. Grand Rapids defense has been able to get Pequot Lakes in some 3rd and long situations, but then it's the Patriots just making big plays. They're getting big rips down the field, whether it be in the passing game or the running game. You got to turn them away on 3rd down, get that football back, and give it to your offense.
Yeah, it's those explosives, and Grand Rapids has had a few, but Pequot's had a bunch, and it's been the big difference in the game here. Pequot Lakes has been capitalizing on the bulk of their drives here tonight.
And we're going to take a quick timeout. We'll come back and talk more about what we expect to see. It's senior night here in Grand Rapids. They're celebrating the seniors on the football team, the band, the cheer squad. Everybody's being celebrated tonight here in Grand Rapids. This is the final home game of the regular season. Again, on our YouTube stream, our halftime is brought to you by Pequot Electric, but we will take a quick timeout, and we'll be back for the band's performance very soon on our YouTube stream as well. You're listening to Thunder Rocks Football, J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and on the YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. Thank you, Stacey. We'll go over those scores. Deer River 40-0, and J&K down 40. at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer, Stacy back in studio. We are at halftime between Pequot Lakes and Grand Rapids. The Patriots lead 34-17. Some other scores around our broadcast stations tonight on KOZY. GNK is down 20-0 to Moose Lake Willow River. But I tell you what, that Moose Lake Willow River team's a heck of a darn football team, and GNK is battling. They're at least within striking distance here, because I believe, if I remember right, Moose Lake Willow River is the number one team in that section. So GNK is battling and putting themselves in position to at least be in striking distance in the second half. But Deer River up at halftime, 40-0 over East Central. And those Deer River Warriors are wanting to make a statement, as they are going to get a bye, it appears, in the first round, as I believe they're going to be the 2 seed in the section. But hey, those Deer River Warriors, they seem to reload every year on that football team.
Yeah, you talk about Moose Lake Willow River, you talk about Deer River. That's a couple of programs with a lot of tradition, and they've had a lot of success over the years, both programs. And I was talking to David Moody earlier in the day, and he said, yes, Deer River's looking at a bye Tuesday night.
In this game that we are watching, well, we've been watching a heck of a ball game through the first half. Again, watching the band perform right now for one of their final performances of the season for Grand Rapids. But this was a battle of heavyweights, especially early on in this game. Pequot Lakes getting a couple of big blows late. It's 34-17 at the half, but this game has big-time section seeding implications. But right now, Pequot Lakes wanting to stay undefeated. And if you look at the scores that they've had all season long, they have put up points on people and not allowed a lot of points. Credit to Grand Rapids. This is one of the higher point totals that Pequot Lakes has had against them, and it's just here in the first half. But Grand Rapids coming out in the second half, I think you wouldn't say that maybe starting the second half and going down and getting a score is life or death in the game like this, but it might be extremely critical for Grand Rapids, because if Pequot Lakes continues to play how they're playing, Grand Rapids is really going to need to score some points.
Yeah, Grand Rapids is going to have to do two things. They're going to have to put points on the board, and they're going to have to shut down that powerful Pequot Lakes offense, and it's going to be a huge task for both the offense and the defense. And even special teams-wise, Pequot Lakes has seemed to have the edge. They've had some huge kickoff returns. Grand Rapids kick returns haven't been as good. So it's edge Pequot Lakes, I would say, all phases of the game here. Grand Rapids is going to have to talk it over here and get some things cleaned up. I would say, yes, we need to come out here, probably put a touchdown on the board.
If they can do that, Grand Rapids, just if you can remain in striking distance, you've been able to, I think, make enough plays for the Thunderhawks that you can put yourself in position late in this game to get a win. But you're really going to have to battle against a team that is very, very talented. But you mentioned that special teams, and that's a hard part for Grand Rapids in that kicking game, because when you kick it deep, those deep guys, boy, they can get upfield in a hurry. But then you're almost having to kick it short, which gives them pretty good field position to start anyway. And that offense, I have been impressed by the Patriots offense, not just with their execution, but defensively, it's just got to be a nightmare for Grand Rapids. They're coming out in all sorts of different formations, running all sorts of different plays out of all different sets with all different players. You just don't know what's coming.
Yeah, and it looks like Oslin calling some checkups at the line there as well, audibling into different schemes and playing off the Grand Rapids defense. So they're a well-oiled machine, this Pequot Lakes team, and Grand Rapids has a huge challenge on their hands here if they're going to come out with the W tonight.
But I tell you what, this game, as we get ready to go into sections, which will begin next week, if you don't get the bye, you play on Tuesday, another quick turnaround. But regardless of what happens in this game, let's just say this game is 0-0 at this point in time, the experience that these Thunderhawks are getting against Pequot Lakes, we can almost think of a little bit, because you're getting ready for the postseason and you're seeing an incredible opponent to really know what you need to work on and where you stand going into the postseason and want to make a run.
Yeah, and it looks to me like this is the finest team we've seen all year, and no disrespect to Hermantown or Denfeld, even North Branch, some fine teams, but this Pequot Lakes team just been so impressive thus far tonight. And they've got that strong halfback, Elson Peter. He looks like he's for real over there, number 11.
He does, and again, just not a real big back, kind of, a pretty stocky kid, but boy, they wrap him up, and it seems like sometimes Grand Rapids has him right at the line of scrimmage in the backfield, but he falls forward, he spins, he just keeps those legs churning, and he is getting some good yards no matter what it seems to be, and then they do the play action else, and Peter Noslin he surveys the field really well, and he is delivering some bullets out there in the passing game. Grand Rapids has actually had some pretty good coverage in the secondary.
Yeah, they've covered the ball pretty well. Oslin just not afraid to throw it into coverage. With a lot of he's got a lot of confidence in his receivers. He's been picking on a couple guys out there. He likes Norby. He likes Broskovets, and he's hit them both with multiple passes. Norby having a strong game for Pequot Lakes. 4 touchdowns on the night.
It's incredible, and really doing it all, both sides of the football, offensively and defensively, is Nordby. There's 5:40 left to go at halftime, extended halftime in Grand Rapids. The band is playing right now. Again, our halftime show on our YouTube stream brought to you by Pequot Electric, and you always know you're going to get a fantastic performance by the Grand Rapids Marching Band when you come to see a game on a football night. Again, they don't play in almost every single game. Sometimes they have some competitions, but when they are here, they definitely do deliver.
Yeah, it's a treat to watch them here. We're just fortunate to be able to have this treat here for us to observe. I think the last home game they weren't here. I think we're in South Dakota, but they're here tonight, and they look pretty solid.
Definitely looks solid. They're playing well. The moon is bright above the trees to where we can see it from the press box, rising over the stands across the way. And Pequot Lakes has traveled very, very well with their fan base, and they're taking in this show. Great crowd on hand here in Grand Rapids. If I look over at the student section, they're all in pink, of course, October, and they are representing that tonight. And the team, as I look to my right, they're getting a little antsy at the shed, it appears. I think the halftime's getting a little long. I know they had to do all the introductions for the seniors tonight across the band and the cheer squad and the football team, but it looks like the team's getting ready. In fact, Pequot Lakes, as I'm trying to figure out, I didn't see where they went to, actually. A lot of teams actually either go just beyond the fence where we can see them, but I have yet to see where the Patriots wandered themselves off to, and they're in those bright white uniforms. I think they'd stick out.
Yeah, I think they went south as the band and the seniors were trying to get on the field. It looked like Pequot Lakes headed towards the school here, so I'm sure they found a spot there to regroup, and hopefully Grand Rapids has got things ironed out over there in the shed and ready to come out here and put some points on the board.
Again, we are at halftime. Yeah, in the band, I like it. There's a little guitar in that band. I'm digging on it, but it's 34-17. Pequot Lakes does lead at the half, and Grand Rapids is going to have to come out here in the second half and get after it. But, Jim, we've seen that this season. The second half for Grand Rapids has been better than the first half. They just seem to get what they need to get done in the shed. They come out, and they seem to be on a different level in the second half, and they're going to need it tonight. Yeah,
with these last 4 games, early on this season, Hermantown, Denfeld, they weren't so good in the second half. They cleaned that up here these last 4 games, and they've been much better in the second half, particularly on this 3-game winning streak.
But we're going to take a quick timeout. We're going to come back, and kickoff will be coming soon for your second half. Again, Pequot Lakes leads 34-17 at halftime over Grand Rapids, and this is Thunderhawks football on J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and on our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. Thank you. You can probably give me at least 2, if not 2.5, because the teams haven't even had an opportunity to come and warm up, and I think they give them another 3 at least. So you could probably give me 3, Stacy, if you can, because this is quite the halftime, which isn't a bad thing. Yep, there they come. Thank you. you, Stacey. And we're at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer. Stacy back in studio. We are at halftime, 34-17, Pequot Lakes with the lead on some Wednesday night football. I appreciate y'all joining us, and got a full press box up here. Everybody making some time on a Wednesday night to wrap up the regular season. And fortunately, as I'm looking down on the sideline, we're seeing number 66, Adric Adam. He came out of the game in the first half. He's got an ice pack on that right knee, and he doesn't have his helmet, so he might be done for the game. I know Aiden Lofstrom came in for him to play defense, and so you don't like to see that, but hopefully it's just a bump and a bruise, and he'll be back next week for sections. Pequot Lakes has made their way back out onto the field, so is Grand Rapids. Again, if you're just joining us, Pequot Lakes, they're in those bright white away uniforms, white bottoms, white tops, red stripe down the pants, red numerals, and shiny red helmets. They look slick, does Pequot Lakes. Grand Rapids does, though, too, as they're in the home blacks, black bottoms, black tops, orange numerals, and the classic black helmet with the GR Thunderhawk logo on the side. Again, Pequot Lakes leads 34-17. And we're getting ready to go to your third quarter of play. We're about a minute away, and both teams are just going through their final warm-ups. Extended halftime in Grand Rapids because it is senior night, and the band put on a halftime performance. And I tell you what, Jim, Grand Rapids is going to have to get out here and get a score. You look at this, 34-17, but it looks a lot different in the third quarter if it's 34-24 and you're back down by 10.
That's right, and they'll have an opportunity here. They're going to receive this kickoff, and hopefully they made some adjustments. They're going to have to, no longer make those mistakes, penalties, turnovers. They're going to have to put all that stuff behind them and play a clean second half here and get moving this ball.
Again, your halftime on our YouTube stream has been brought to you by Pequot Electric. We want to thank all of our sponsors all season long for bringing us Thunderhawks football and fall sports. I know Sheldon, who's to our right, he's doing the PA here at Noble Hall Field, has been doing some volleyball for us, and we were able to do some soccer this year too, and we can't do it without our sponsors, and so thank you so much to all of our sponsors for allowing us to bring you these games. And hey, go pay them a visit and do some business with them because they are definitely supporting the community. As we go into your third quarter on our YouTube stream, it is brought to you by First National Agency of Coleraine. And both teams are going to start making their way out onto the field. And this is going to be geared up, and the lights have been shut off at the press box. Again, I kind of like it. I can see out there. They turn them on during halftime so we can read our stats. But Grand Rapids will receive. But, Jim, as we were talking at halftime, this is a huge offensive possession for Grand Rapids. If they can go down and get a score, it really changes the dynamic of this game. If Pequot Lakes can get it done defensively and get their offense back on the field, this could get really crazy really fast because this team can score in a hurry, can the Patriots?
Yeah, you were telling us some of those scores just before we started the game here, and they put up some big numbers, and they haven't given much up. So, powerful team.
Pequot Lakes kicks it off. It's a high kick, going to be fielded at near the 20. It's Thiel, who takes a step back, but is trying to get to the edge and does. He's to the 20, and he's up to the 30, but it's going to be a flag. And this one could be against Grand Rapids. And you mentioned it at half. Sometimes those mistakes just crucial against these Thunderhawks. And it is just every mistake is just huge in a game like this.
And this looked like a hold, and looks like Thiel was already upfield before they threw that flag. So it's something that happened behind the run. There was no reason for a hold that deep, and now they're going to be bringing it back after a nice return by Thiel.
And this is not the way you wanted to start off your third quarter, getting the football back up at their own 10-yard line. And it will be first down and 10 for Grand Rapids from their 10, moving from left to right as we start your third quarter of play. Thunderhawks trail 34-17. Spawn will get the offense onto the field. One wide to the right, one to the left. Engeldinger goes over the top. Spawn's back to pass. He throws, he's hit. Ball comes out. Are they going to rule that a incomplete pass? Pequot Lakes had some good heads-up play and picked it up and took it in just in case. And they were definitely eyeing that one, but they are going to say that is incomplete. As Spawn was under duress, he just does not have a lot of time to throw it. He's had to run around, and he's had pressure in his face every time they've gone back to pass.
That was the left end, Jackson Jorgens for Pequot Lakes that got in there and actually had a little bit of pressure on Spawn's arm there as he released the ball.
Second down and 10 for Grand Rapids. Spawn sends Steele over the top. They hand it off inside to Johnson, who's spinning, and he'll get upfield. And it takes a barrage of Pequot Lakes Patriots to bring him down, and he's always running hard. He hasn't been able to get as many yards up the middle as he's accustomed to, but they got some big guys up front, do the Patriots.
Yeah, primarily on that interior defensive line. Just some horses in there, as I've said a couple times tonight. And Mason Johnson, who normally is, clipping off 6-7 a run, only picking up a couple 3 on his runs thus far tonight.
3rd and 7 from the 13. They hand it off. Jesperson, he's coming near side, and he's drilled. Nordby answering the call with Elson Peter, and those two guys come up. Jesperson has some big hits defensively. They wanted to return the favor, did the Patriots, and it's going to be 4th down deep in their own end for Grand Rapids, and they will have to punt.
Yeah, this is exactly not what the Thunderhawks wanted to come out and do here. We get the nice return by Thiel. They bring it back, and then you go 3 and out here. Looks like we're going to have to punt, and Pequot Lakes is going to be in good field position.
No gain on that last play. It's 4th and 7 from the 13, and Grand Rapids will punt from their own end zone. It's a high snap, but handled by Keith. He gets it up, and it's blocked, and it comes near side, and got a hand on it, I think, did Pequot Lakes. Either that or they just got very, very close, and I think, it was partially blocked. I think Sheldon saw the same thing that I did, and that one's going to be not a good punt, obviously, as they got a hand on it, and it will be Pequot Lakes deep in Grand Rapids territory.
Yeah, and if you're Pequot Lakes, you're loving this because now you're sitting at the 22-yard line looking to punch in another score here, and, a couple more scores here. They're going to put this thing away. Grand Rapids somehow has to make a stop here.
It's 1st and 10 from the Grand Rapids 22-yard line. Pequot Lakes has it I formation 2 to the right. Oslin hands it off Elsa Peter, and he's just trying to get his way up the middle of the field, and right now Pequot Lakes is winning that line of scrimmage. Elsa Peter just gets behind those big guys up front, and he gets almost 5 to 6 when he does that.
And he has such great vision. You can see him just having patience, looking for the hole there, finding a seam, and picking up 5 there when a lot of black jerseys around, but a lot of bodies on bodies. Pequot Lakes moving men.
Well, they'll say 2nd and 6 from the 18-yard line of Grand Rapids. Oslin they do a lot of checks, a lot of communicating at the line, almost like a college offense. And they get under center. It's a pitch. Elsa Peter right side. He's upfield, and there's going to be a flag. This could come back on a hold against Pequot Lakes, and that appears to be number 66 who puts his hands up in the air, and that's going to be Jackson Jorgens. And that will back him up. And good thing because, again, Pequot Lakes is starting to get some things going with Elsa Peter in the backfield.
And maybe this can get us a little momentum switch here as Thunderhawks are desperate for something good to happen here for them.
Trailing 34-17. We've just started your third quarter, 9:37 and counting. Grand Rapids went 3 and outs as they received the ball. And now Pequot Lakes really trying to open this one up. Ahead 34-17, and they'll have it. 2nd and 16 from the 28 of Grand Rapids. And it's going to be a pitch right side. Elsa Peter, he cuts upfield, and he's crossed the 20, and he's to the 10, and a big-time run on the far sideline, and they push him out of bounds before he gets to the end zone. but they get the penalty. It backs them up. Pequot Lakes finds an answer, and they get some big-time yards, and it should be first and goal, and it will be first and goal for Pequot Lakes from the Grand Rapids 3.
Yeah, that was almost a carbon copy of his long run he had earlier in the game, off right side there. Just about found the end zone, and looked like he was disappointed he didn't.
First and goal from the 3 for Pequot Lakes. Osland will get back into the gun. He has Elsa Peter to his right. He's got one wide receiver to the left. He's got a bunch set to his right. Osland's direct snap to Elsa Peter. He takes it off that left side. Touchdown, Patriots.
Exactly what Grand Rapids didn't need there, and Pequot Lakes coming out making a statement here earlier in the third.
It is 40-17, Pequot Lakes, 9:10 left to go, third quarter. And as you mentioned, Jim, that's about the worst thing that you would have to happen to start the third quarter, because now Pequot Lakes in control, 40-17, when this game really has been back and forth for most of that first half, but Pequot Lakes taking advantage of some mistakes by Grand Rapids and just executing at a very high level, and now it's 40-17, 9:10, third quarter, and they will kick the PAT, and the kick is blocked by Grand Rapids. Another great special teams play by the Thunderhawks. They've been able to do that a couple times tonight, and now it's 40-17. Will remain your score with 9:10 left in the third quarter, and we'll take a quick timeout and right back on J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and on our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. We're in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer on our YouTube stream. Our third quarter brought to you by First National Agency of Coleraine and Pequot Lakes. Makes Grand Rapids go 3 and out. Partially blocks a punt, and they take it in for a score on their ensuing offensive possession. It is 40-17 Pequot Lakes here in the third quarter, 9:10 left to go. And they will kick this one off from right to left. And the kick is on its way. It's high, and it will be fielded at the 15 by Grand Rapids. That's Ravers. He's trying to find a hole, and he's still on his feet, and he gets up to near the 30, and he's pushed back. And Grand Rapids will now have it 1st and 10 from inside their own territory, trying to get something going on the offensive side of the football. And Grand Rapids showed that they could move the football against Pequot Lakes, but a credit to the Patriots defense, they appear to have made some adjustments in the last few possessions for Grand Rapids. An interception, then a partially blocked punt, and it's just gone the way of Pequot Lakes here in the last few possessions.
And, yeah, we've had our running game going, but our passing game, we haven't got that going yet tonight. It'd be nice to see if Oliver Spahn can start connecting with some of his receivers.
1st and 10 from our own 31. Spawn's under center, T-backfield. They hand it off Mason Johnson, who is up the middle, and short gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down for Grand Rapids. And they'll try to dial something up here.
And that interior defensive line for Pequot Lakes just really hard to get anything going on the inside there. They're plugging things up, making it very difficult for the Grand Rapids offensive line.
2nd and 7 from their own 34 for Grand Rapids, moving from left to right, trailing 40-17 in the third quarter. One wide to the left, and it will be Spawn under center, hands it off inside again, and just not a lot going for Grand Rapids. It'll be 3rd down for the Thunderhawks.
And once again, just nothing there. Pequot Lakes just doing a good job of filling gaps. Thunderhawks having trouble moving those bodies.
We want to thank Itasca Economic Development Corporation, Dairy Queen of Grand Rapids, Super One Foods, and Latvilla Lumber for bringing you this game. It is 3rd and 5 from their own 36 for the Thunderhawks. Duell splits wide to the right. We have Thiel, Jesperson, and Johnson in the backfield. Spawns under center. He will fake it inside to Johnson and take it himself. Spawn battling forward. Good tough run by Oliver Spawn, and he gets a 1st down for Grand Rapids, and they will have a 1st and 10 from near their own 45-yard line.
Oliver Spawn willing his way to that 1st down. He carried a guy 5 yards to get that conversion there. hats off Oliver Spawn.
So first and 10, Grand Rapids from their own 45, moving from left to right, trailing 40-17. So really trying to get something going offensively. Jesperson comes from left to right. They're going to throw a flag. The Pequot Lakes come across. I think they're going to get them.
Yes, they are.
And that'll be a 5-yard penalty against the Patriots. So it'll be 1st and 5 for Grand Rapids. An opportunity, just keep the chains moving forward. Keep the chains moving forward.
There you
There's
go.
a lot of game left. 7.5 minutes left to go. Third quarter. It's 40-17.
And we've seen that this season where that hard count and the motion combination, they're getting guys to jump.
So now Grand Rapids has it. 1st and 5 from midfield. Moving left to right. Spawn sets the offense. Thiel goes from right to left. It's going to be a Thiel handoff, and he's going to be up near a first down. And I like that play. They kind of fake it to Johnson, and then Thiel comes across and takes it, and it'll be a first down for Grand Rapids inside Pequot Lakes territory.
And that was the same play they went right side on when Thiel had that long touchdown run. Marcus Johnson gets a lot of attention inside. Oliver Spawn just with a really nice fake there and causing some havoc on the inside.
So 1st and 10 for the Thunderhawks from the 45 of Pequot Lakes. It's going to be Spawn. It's an option. Pitches, and it's a deep pitch, and Pequot Lakes swarming to the football. Will be a loss on the play for Grand Rapids.
Yeah, you'd swear guys came off the sidelines on that one. Pequot Lakes with just bodies out there. Spawn with nowhere to go. Pitch to Rabers, and Rabers with nowhere to go. It just did a great job of covering that option.
2nd and long now for Grand Rapids. They trail 40-17. 6:16 left to go. Third quarter. Spawn comes in from the sideline with the play. It'll be 2nd and 12 from the Pequot Lakes 47-yard line. But Grand Rapids has gotten into Pequot Lakes territory now. They're trying to get something going. And they have one split to the left, tight to the right. Jesperson comes in motion. They hand it inside, and moving up is Mason Johnson. And takes about 3 or 4 Pequot Lakes Patriots to bring him down, and he is slow to get up is Mason Johnson, but he's a tough kid. I'll tell you what, this game's physical down there in the trenches tonight.
Well, you bet. They're both ways. They've been taking a pounding, and Mason Johnson, nice run there after a couple-yard loss there on the previous play, able to pick up 7. Grand Rapids with 3rd and manageable.
So 3rd and 5 from the Pequot Lakes 40. Ball is in between the hashes, and they will line up. Joel split wide to the left. Sam Dick is tied to the right. They have the 3 backs in the backfield, Mason Johnson, and Rabers goes over the top. It's going to be Spawn who takes it himself, and he's trying to power forward, and he'll be just shy of the first down, but I think an opportunity here where you're probably going to go for it on 4th down for Grand Rapids.
Yeah, Spawn on the little delay there. Found himself an opening there and able to pick up a nice gain there. Grand Rapids still with a couple yards to convert this first down.
It's going to be 4th and 2. Ball from the 37-yard line of Pequot Lakes. Grand Rapids really needing to convert here to keep this drive alive and keep Pequot Lakes off the field. Rabers goes over the top. They got Pequot Lakes to jump.
That's
Good
one
hard
way to
count.
That's one way to convert.
So Spawn with the hard count. Gets Pequot Lakes to jump. It'll be 1st down and 10, Grand Rapids.
Yeah, it'd be fun to be down there and hear that Spawn hard count because we've been watching it all season. They more than once have picked up a first down that way.
So 1st and 10, Grand Rapids, keeping the drive alive, keeping the chains moving forward. Under 4.5 minutes, third quarter, Grand Rapids trails 40-17, but trying to close the gap. You got a mountain to climb, but it's one step at a time. 1st and 10. From the Pequot Lakes 32, moving left to right. Spawn's back to pass. Sees Duell, but he's going to tuck his Spawn. He's going far side. And that Pequot Lakes defense, you can't string them out. They are just tenacious going from left to right. And Spawn is going to lose yards on that play, and he'll be sacked.
And credit to their defensive backs as well. They're covering up our receivers. Spawn had a little bit of time there. Eventually he had to roll out there. Just nowhere to go with the ball, and a host of Pequot Lakes jerseys coming after him.
Deer River leads East Central 47-0 after the third quarter, and Moose Lake Willow River leads J&K 33-0 on our sister stations. Jesperson gets the pitch from Spawn. He's trying to get upfield, and he crosses the 40, trying to get back to about the original line of scrimmage, as that was a 2nd and 15 from the Pequot Lakes 37, and it's going to be 3rd down and long for Grand Rapids, and they'll just be near the 35-yard line of Pequot Lakes. And nearing 3 minutes to go, third quarter, Grand Rapids trails 40-17.
Jesperson with a nice little cutback there, was able to get a few, but just not enough here as we're looking at 3rd and long.
So Grand Rapids will line up. Sam Dick splits wide to the left. Duell to the right. Ravers goes in motion over the top. Spawn's looking to throw. He breaks one tackle. He's got pressure. He delivers, and that's just going to go incomplete. And unfortunately for Oliver Spawn, he just has no time to throw that football. There are Patriots in the backfield immediately when Grand Rapids is trying to throw it. And it is 4th and long. 4th and 10 from the 35 of Pequot Lakes. And this defense is just giving Grand Rapids fits right now when they're trying to get something going.
Oliver Spawn not even be able to set up the throw there. Had to shrug off one Pequot Lake tackle and was able to at least throw it away.
They will go for it here on 4th down for Grand Rapids. It's 4th and long. Twins to the left. Spawn is under center. Ravers goes over the top, pitch to Ravers. He's trying to find the edge, and he's trying to get upfield. And Pequot Lakes, they're just too fast. You can't string them out. Grand Rapids has had a lot of success this year getting to the edge, but they have met a team who is just as fast as they are, and that will be a turnover on downs for Grand Rapids. Is Pequot Lakes going side to side, is they're tough to beat.
Yeah, they just find a good way to string out those plays, and filling those gaps just makes it tough to get upfield. Thunderhawks just going to have to find another way.
You know, those big guys, they can move because they've got some guys up there. They're absolutely massive for that defensive line. I mean, you're talking 6'3", 265, 6'5", 290, and these guys are able to string out. So very impressive. And now it will be a 1st down and 10 for Pequot Lakes from their own 32-yard line. And it appears Osland will take this snap, and he does. It's a little pitch in front. Grand Rapids is there. There's flags. Good play in the backfield. Norby gets nowhere. Sam Dick in the backfield plugging that one up.
And this should be a hold on them.
And we'll see what the official call will be. And it will be a chop block against Pequot Lakes. And that will back them up deep. So that's a big-time penalty against Pequot Lakes. But, hey, big defensive stop there regardless. Pequot Lakes not moving forward on that play.
And we're going to decline this penalty and take the loss and the additional down.
So it will be now 2nd down for the Patriots. Moving from right to left. There's under 2.5 minutes. Third quarter, it's 40-17, Pequot Lakes. And it is 2nd and 16. Loss of 6 on that play. And Osland has time. He's back to pass. He throws high, and I thought they were going to bring that one down to the receiver win of there's Aaron Clark, but in and out of his hands, and these receivers just stretch out, and Osland puts it about the only place these receivers can get it, because they are well covered by this Grand Rapids defense, but boy, they executed at a very high level.
Yeah, once again, good coverage, but Osland putting that ball up where only Clark could get to it. Clark going up high, trying to bring it in, was not able to bring it down.
So it's going to be 3rd and 16 for Pequot Lakes from their own 27, and they'll line up no back set. Osland in the gun, trips to the right, Twins to the left, and Osland claps his hands. He's talking. He's maybe changing the play. He's got his coaches yelling from the sideline, and he's back to pass. Spawn's in his face. It's deep. It's to Nordby. He caught it in stride. Oh, my goodness. What a dime with Spawn bearing down on Osland, and he puts it right in the breadbasket of Nordby, and they're to the 35-yard line of Grand Rapids.
Osland just throwing that up where only Norby could get to it, and Norby getting to it. So far tonight, they're executing these explosive plays, and there's another one after a 4th and long. They're looking at first and 10 in good field position here to look at maybe another score.
So it is 1st and 10. Ball is at the Grand Rapids 35-yard line with about a minute and a half left to go in third quarter. It's 40-17 Pequot Lakes. Tight bunch to the right, split out to the left. Oslin will be under center with Elsa Peter, the deep back. And it's a pitch to Elsa Peter. He cuts inside. He makes another juke move, and he's still running. He's spinning up to the 20. And big run for a first down by Elson Peter. And unfortunately, if you're a Thunderhawks fan, it's starting to look like this Pequot Lakes offense is starting to wear down that defense of Grand Rapids.
Yeah, after you have them 4th and long, and then that long pass to Norby, and then Elson Peter with another strong run there. Pequot Lakes is on the move.
So it will be 1st and 10 for Pequot Lakes from the Grand Rapids 20, moving from right to left. Again, that bunch formation to the right, it's tight. 3 receivers, wide to the left, Oslin under center, and Elson Peter just kind of fell down. Everybody just kind of fell down on the offensive side.
I think
it's a false start.
It looked like Elson Peter was anticipating an earlier count there, and he just kind of tipped
fell
over.
Down. I was hoping he was okay. He
Yeah.
just kind of collapsed.
It's like, oh, Elson Peter fainted.
But as I think you mentioned, I think he was just ready to go, and the snap waited a little long, and he just fell over.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
But it will be a penalty on a false start against Pequot Lakes. But they now have a 1st and 15 from the Grand Rapids 25. They lead 40-17. They're going to hustle up to the line. They're going to get another snap off before the end of the 3rd quarter and before maybe the play clock. And Oslin has got an I formation, 2 wide to the left. Oslin's under center, and he will snap it and hand it off, and just finding some room to run up the middle is Elson Peter. He's thrown down with some aggression by Oliver Spawn and some chalk in between Sam Dick and one of the Pequot Lakes players, so all Spawn has to come in and break that one up, but it will be 2nd down and 10 for Pequot Lakes from the Grand Rapids 20, but it looks like they're going to take this one to the 4th quarter. As we go to your 4th quarter, Grand Rapids trails 40-17 to Pequot Lakes. Again, our 3rd quarter play brought to you by First National Agency of Coleraine on our YouTube stream, and we'll be back for your 4th quarter as you're listening to Thunderhawks football on J105, the Thunder, J105radio.com, and on our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports.
That was strange.
That was. I don't know that I've seen that. My mic keeps falling there. Let's get this going here. Welcome back to Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer. Grand Rapids trails Pequot Lakes 40-17 in your 4th quarter. Our 4th quarter brought to you by Race Sport and Cycle on our YouTube stream. Pequot Lakes has a 2nd and 10 from the Grand Rapids 20-yard line. Moving from left to right as we see it in this 4th quarter. Oslin is under center, and they will get a flag, and it appears to be another movement penalty, and it will be a false start against Pequot Lakes. You know, they've had quite a few penalties in this game as well with some movement, but in the demise of Grand Rapids at this point in time, Pequot Lakes has been able to rip off some big runs and make up for those penalties.
Yeah, it seems like every time we get them in a 3rd and long, 4th and long, they just find a way to come up with a big play and move the sticks.
Pequot Lakes will now have it 2nd and 15 from the Grand Rapids 25. Moving from left to right, I formation, 2 wide to the right. Oslin is under center for the Patriots. He takes the snap, and another flag comes out. And is this going to be motion again, movement again against the Patriots? And no, it is going to be, well, it's against Pequot Lakes on that. So it will be another penalty on the offensive side of the football. Illegal procedure against Pequot Lakes. And now they have it. Second down and long, and they will be at the 30-yard line of Grand Rapids. So it's 2nd and 20. But Pequot Lakes has been able to find an answer. Let's see if the Grand Rapids defense can get a stop here as they have Pequot Lakes backed up 2nd and 20. Oslin has an I formation behind him. He has 2 receivers to right. Now motion from right to left. It's a pitch to Elson Peter, who finds a little room off that left side, and he's up the field. He's to the 10, 5, and just like that, touchdown, Patriots. They back themselves up just to give Elson Peter some more stats as he takes it in from 30 yards out, and they have extended the lead 46-17.
Once again, third and 20, and Pequot Lakes comes up with an answer. Elson Peter off left side there, scampering for a 30-yard touchdown run.
Pequot Lakes will now line up for the point after. Coach Spahn is having a conversation on the field near the 10-yard line with the head official. I'm not sure what he's voicing his opinions about, but it will be a timeout on the field. We'll keep it right here. Our timeout on our YouTube stream is going to be brought to you by SNS Meats, and it has just been really after the interception by Pequot Lakes where they were able to kind of get up in this game by a score like 34-17 there at the half. It's just been nothing but Patriots lately. They have just turned the switch, and that will allow line up Pequot Lakes to kick the PAT. Coach Spawn's still having a conversation with the official, and I think he's talking about how they're blocking or something down there against the Patriots. But regardless, it will be a big-time run for 30 yards for Elson Peter. He is as advertised.
Yeah, very impressive. A lot of explosiveness, a lot of strength, and patience. He's got. It seems like he's the real deal. He's got the whole package. Haven't seen him so far. I don't know if I've seen him catch a pass yet tonight.
Pequot Lakes will line up for the PAT. They had a couple blocked tonight. Grand Rapids has done a good job at that. Kick is on the way and is blocked again. So a bright spot for Grand Rapids. They're coming in. Good job on special teams blocking those PATs. But score is 46-17 with 11:49 left to go in the fourth quarter. And we'll take a quick timeout and come back for more Thunderhawks football on J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and the YouTube stream at KOZY Sports.
That's been one little bright spot is the field goal defense team.
And we're at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. This fourth quarter on our YouTube stream brought to you by Rays Sport and Cycle. Pequot Lakes leads 46-17 after a 30-yard run by Elson Peter by the Patriots after the Patriots have backed them up. It's basically 2nd and 20, and Elson Peter just rips a big-time runoff for a touchdown, and Pequot Lakes will be kicking off from left to right. Grand Rapids has been stifled here in the second half as they have yet to score in the second half. This is going to be fielded by Marcus Thiel, and he's going to cross the 20. He's trying to cut upfield, and good tackle by the Patriots, and they are just hitting on all cylinders right now is Pequot Lakes. And teams are trying to make a statement at the end of the season here, and we know on 96.9 KMFY Deer River, the Warriors doing that tonight against East Central as they get the win 53-0. David Moody calling that one tonight. And this game for Pequot Lakes, I mean, they're going in and coming into this game undefeated, and right now, barring something crazy by Grand Rapids, they've got 11:44 to climb back into this game as they trail 46-17. But Pequot Lakes coming out and doing everything right tonight for the most part. They've just been able to really execute. And they will line up Grand Rapids 1st and 10 from their own 26, moving right to left here in the fourth quarter. Spawn is under center, and he will hand this one off inside and still barreling forward. is Grand Rapids. And I believe that's Arlt, number 96, who has gotten into the game. And he's a young guy that we've got a lot of expectations for in the upcoming years because he's been able to run the football very well early on in his career.
Yeah, real strong-looking runner, that Alton. Shows some patience in there and some explosiveness. Looks like he's got a future carrying the ball.
So Grand Rapids breaks the huddle. Then they will come out with one wide to the right. They have the 3 backs in the backfield. It's going to be 2nd down and 5 from their own 32. And they will take Spawns trying to cut near side. He tries to go back. He breaks 1 tackle, breaks 2. It might get a face mask or a hold. There's a lot of bodies flowing to the football. But Spawn really not getting much on that play. And they have just been in the backfield. And that's going to be a personal foul against grabbing the back of the helmet, I believe. Just going up high and getting some things that they didn't need to get for Pequot Lake. So that'll move Grand Rapids up and give them 1st down, 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, fortunately Oliver Spawn coming out of that play, still still moving well. So that could have been a nasty one there, but Spawn able to stay out there playing.
So it's going to be 1st down and 10 for Grand Rapids from their own 45. Moving right to left, they trail 46-17. We're in your 4th quarter. Spawn will send Engeldinger over the top. He'll hand it off Jesperson, who tries to get upfield. He'll push forward, and he'll have a few yard gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down for Grand Rapids and trying to get to that midfield point. We want to thank some more of our sponsors, including Grand Itasca Clinic and Hospital, Paul Bunyan Communications, Northwood Portables, Grand Rapids State Bank, Itasca Reliable Insurance Agency, A&B Mishaps, L&M Fleet Supply, CarQuest, Lake Country Power, Mr. Furnace, Dale's Auto Body, and the Emeralds, bringing you Grand Rapids football all season long. It will be 2nd down and 7 for the Thunderhawks from their own 48-yard line, moving from right to left. Dwell split near side. And Ravers goes over the top, Spawns back to pass. He's got all sorts of pressure again. He's just trying to break tackles, and he's going to be taken down by that Pequot Lakes defense. And he has about a half a second to get his feet set before that Pequot Lakes defense is just swarming him back there trying to pass.
Yeah, fortunately, Spawn able to step up a little bit there and get nearly back to the line of scrimmage there. So Spawn making something out of what could have been a disaster there as he was pressured immediately as he dropped back.
It will be 3rd down and 6 for Grand Rapids. Ball is at their own 49-yard line. And they will line up, again, moving from right to left, Spawn under center. He's got Ravers in the backfield, Thiel and Arlt. And it will be a handoff to Arlt, who is trying to fight his way forward. And he is just pushed back. And they finally blow the whistle on that, but it will be 4th down for Grand Rapids.
And I imagine Grand Rapids going to have to go for it here. Nope, here comes punt team.
And they will bring on Keith at the punt team. It's going to be 4th down and 2 from the Pequot Lakes 47. And the body language in Grand Rapids, you just feel it at this point as Pequot Lakes has come into Grand Rapids and put on a show for their fans who have traveled north to see their undefeated team keep that record alive. And Keith doesn't handle the snap well, but he does get it off and fair caught by Pequot Lakes. And they'll have it 1st down and 10 just ahead of their 15-yard line. Here in the 4th quarter, 8:17 left to go, 46-17 Pequot Lakes. And we'll see if they bring out the starting offense for the Patriots. Starting defense remains on the field for Grand Rapids. And we'll try to see who is going to be, and it will be Osland and Company coming out. 46-17 is their lead, 8:17 left to go in the game. And they have 2 wide to the right. And they have 1 back in the backfield. Osland is under center. He's clapping his hands. They read that defense very well on the offensive side. And the ball's on the ground, not handled well at the snap. And a flag comes out late. And we'll update you on what all this is going to come down to. It appears like Osland got back on it. But what is the penalty? This comes out from behind the play. And the officials are conversing. And we'll let you know what this call will be. Again, our fourth quarter on our YouTube stream brought to you by Race Sport and Cycle. Personal foul against Pequot Lakes. A hit to the head.
And
Like a targeting type call.
recall the conversation with Coach Spahn down here with the head official. He probably pointed out some things that are going on out there, and I think they're going to probably watch a little closer here.
So it'll be first down and long, but we will have a timeout on the field, and we'll take a quick timeout as well. Our timeout on our YouTube stream brought to you by S&S Meats, and you're listening to Thunder Rock Football on J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and on our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. Welcome back to Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer. Thank you for joining us on our YouTube stream. Again, our timeout brought to you by S&S Meats, and our fourth quarter brought to you by Race Sport and Cycle. It is 46-17, Pequot Lakes, 8:09 left to go. We're in your fourth quarter. Pequot Lakes has the football. After a personal foul penalty, they will have it first and 19 from their own 9. But down and distance hasn't seemed to matter for the Patriots this evening. As they take the snap, it'll be a little pitch to the left side and running down the field to the 20, to the 30, to the 40, and up to near the 45-yard line is Pequot Lakes, and that is number 2, Landon Brill.
And there we go again. That, first and 19. You got Pequot Lakes backed up, and they come out with an explosive play on reverse there. Brill able to find daylight up the left side there, and now you got Pequot Lakes in great position again.
First and 10, Pequot Lakes, and they will be at their own 44-yard line. Ball on the near side hash. Osland, Brill to his left. They have trips to the left, twins to the left, and they will hand this off, and getting upfield and still running, still moving, churning for a first down is Pequot Lakes. And I thought that was Brill, but that's actually Hulky in the backfield. And he was like the Hulk on that play.
Yeah.
Looked like the Grand Rapids was going to bring him down, and he's a little slow to get up, but he powered forward. And it's going to be a hold, though, against Pequot Lakes, and that'll bring him back. But unfortunately for Grand Rapids, Pequot Lakes has racked up a lot of penalties, but as we saw on that last time, they get backed up and then just rip off 40 yards. Their offensive explosiveness is off the charts for the Patriots.
Yeah, and Thunderhawks just no answer for those explosive plays. Pequot Lakes, we're watching them string us out on some of those options and end arounds, and then on the other side, you got Pequot Lakes ripping off a 40-yard run on a end around. So it's kind of a tale of two defenses here.
First and 19 from the 35 for Pequot Lakes, their own, and they hand it off and trying to cut up field. This time, Grand Rapids is there. A little chippiness happening out on the field between these two squads right now, just trying to keep their cool. And Oliver Spahn out there being the captain that he is, telling his guys, hey, let's back it off. Ain't no reason to get into the mix with these guys. And it will be second down and long for Pequot Lakes.
Yeah, and you don't want to get in a position where you're ineligible for a section playoff game here. So you want to certainly be careful. Pequot Lakes is mixing in a few other guys. We just had number 0, Lakota, was on that carry.
So second and 17 from their own 37 is Pequot Lakes. Osland will hand this off near side, now cutting upfield, breaking one tackle, now near side, breaking another tackle, although Sweeney's able to just hold on long enough to keep number 23, Joe Betweet, from breaking one free, and it will be a third down and long for Pequot Lakes. They'll have it up near the 44-yard line, their own 44, near side hash, moving from left to right. They huddle. We're nearing 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. It's 46-17 Pequot Lakes, and they have gotten this up to third and 10.
It is interesting that Oslin's still in the game. We watched some of the other quarterbacks warming up. They have mixed in some other skilled players in here, but Oslin stays in the game.
And they're just going to let this play clock run down, and they will take a timeout, and this might be where they start moving some guys around, and maybe that will be Oslin's day. But we'll take a quick timeout as well, and we'll be back as you're listening to Thunderhawks football at J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and on our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. We're at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer, Stacy back in studio. This time out on our YouTube stream, brought to you by S&S Meats. It will be third down and 10 for Pequot Lakes.
And we will see a quarterback change.
And we're going to see some different personnel groupings out of this timeout for Pequot Lakes. They're at their own 44-yard line. We'll get to those here as soon as this play is done. And quarterback is in the gun, twins to the left. It's going to be handed off to Tweet, and it's going to be Grand Rapids getting a good play in the backfield for the Thunderhawks. And that's going to be number 50 for Grand Rapids, and that is Justin Crum getting in the scrum.
You've always wanted to say that.
I have. A good play defensively. It'll be fourth down for Pequot Lakes. And are they going to bring on their punting units? It appears that they might. And this will be the first time tonight, I believe, that Pequot Lakes has had to punt the football.
Interesting, yeah.
And they're bringing in all sorts of different personnel. And if they are, I don't think they're too used to it. They look like they're bringing on a lot of guys late, but they're running to the line. They're going to punt this one away.
Might be the first punt this year, and they're going to have a delay.
Yeah, and they're going to have to take time. Is they're not accustomed to that, but as we've seen their scores, Jim, it's been a fantastic season for the Patriots. North Branch was really their closest game at 28-20, which they won. Then they won 60-0 over Pine City, 35-14 over Two Harbors. Two Harbors is a really good football team as well. Esco 47-6, Hibbing 56-0, Morrow 41-0, and Proctor 65-0. Here in Grand Rapids on the final game of the regular season, they are up 46-17 with about 5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter.
What's interesting is I'm looking back on my notes at 4:44 of the second quarter, it was 21-17. We were in this game. And as we talked about, big turnover. You go into halftime with a couple additional scores on the clock or on the board there for Pequot Lakes. Changed the whole game.
And Pequot Lakes will punt this one away. And low snap, it's on its way. Grand Rapids showed pressure, almost got there. Ball will bounce, and Ravers will let it go. And it will go inside the 25-yard line, and Grand Rapids will take over first and 10. And they'll have 4:52 left on the clock, trailing 46-17. If you're Grand Rapids, you just like to see them continue to fight. Maybe go put another score on this board. They have not scored here in the second half. And Pequot Lakes has been dominant through the second half, but you'd like to see Grand Rapids go out here, maybe put another one on the board before the end of this game.
And here comes Braden McKinney in for the Thunderhawks. Looks like Oliver Spahn will be done for the night.
Which obviously this is the final game of the regular season, but section tournament is going to be next week and could be a very quick turnaround playing on Tuesday of next week. We'll have to get that to you, but it is McKinney at quarterback. He's going to see some quality opponents here against Pequot Lakes, and they will hand this ball off inside. And pretty good run there by Grand Rapids on first down. They get up to near the 30-yard line, and that is our man again, number 96, Sam Alt.
Sam Arlt, he's a pretty impressive runner there. He's just so much strength on the inside there. He brings a real power game into this.
So 4:26 and counting, 46-17. Pequot Lakes on top. And we're seeing different personnel groupings for both teams now. McKinney's under center, and he's going to hand this one off. And now getting up for a first down near the 40-yard line is Grand Rapids. And we're going to see number 32 for the Thunderhawks, and that's Joe Dick. He's just a sophomore getting in. I think maybe that's the first time or one of the first times this season we've seen him kind of rip a decent run off. Is he's getting some playing time with some of these young guys. Again, future's always bright for Grand Rapids. They got a lot of guys that are going to make some impacts here in the next couple of years.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're seeing some replacements on the other side of the line there, and Grand Rapids winning the battle. They're creating a nice hole for Dick.
First and 10 from the 41. It's a pitch near side, and trying to get upfield and gain a couple yards there is Grand Rapids. And again, that's going to be number 32, Joe Dick. McKinney will get the play from the sideline. It will be second down and relatively long for Grand Rapids. Game 2, so second and 8. Ball will be at the 45-yard line of the Thunderhawks. Are moving right to left. They trail 46-17, nearing 3 minutes to go in the game. And McKinney is under center for the Thunderhawks. He's got 3 backs in the backfield. And he will hands off. Ball's on the ground. The handoff wasn't clean. It's still rolling around, and it gets up to near midfield. And who jumped on it? And it will be Pequot Lakes with the turnover. And it has just been that kind of night for Grand Rapids.
Yeah, it seems like whatever can go wrong has gone wrong, especially here in this second half. And put the ball, and they're moving the ball here. And all of a sudden you put it on the ground and you give it right back to Pequot Lakes. So exit offense, enter defense.
Be first and 10 for the Patriots from midfield, moving from left to right. And I believe this is Blake Spitzka, who will be your quarterback, number 15. He is a junior, 5'11", 160. He's got twins to his right, one back in the backfield, and he hands it off and cutting up the field and getting into Grand Rapids territory across the 45. That's the number 36, and that is Hannah for the Patriots. And it'll be second down for Pequot Lakes. Second and 4, a gain of 6.
And Hannah showing some quickness in there as well. It seems like whoever they put in that backfield for Pequot Lakes has skill.
So second and 4 from the Grand Rapids 44, Pequot Lakes. Spitzka is a quarterback. 2 wide to the right. He's got 2 backs in the backfield, one to his right, one to his left. He hands it off and trying to cut inside and get forward is Pequot Lakes. And another good carry by, again, that's number 23. That's Tweet for the Patriots. And we'll be near 2 minutes left to go in the game. It's 46-17. Grand Rapids does trail. Pequot Lakes huddling right now. Just taking their time, letting these younger guys, second unit, run the offense. Spitzka in the gun. He watches the play clock tick down. He takes a snap. He hands this off, now trying to get the corner left side, and Grand Rapids is there, and they stay home, and they get a good play on the defensive side of the football. Good job, number 67 for Grand Rapids. That is Omar Halal with the play.
Grand Rapids defense doing a nice job of stringing that sweep out there by Hannah, and able to hold Pequot Lakes to a short game. They're looking at 4th and 4.
So 4th and 4 for Pequot Lakes from the Grand Rapids 43-yard line. We're nearing a minute to go in the game. It's 46-17 Patriots. 2 wide to the right. Spitzka in the gun. 1 back to his right. He will puts his hands behind his back and looks at the big play clock outside the end zone, brings it down, and he's going to pitch now coming near side, and one tackle to beat is Pequot Lakes to the 40, big run to the 30, cutting inside to the 20, 10, 5, and inside the 5 is Pequot Lakes, and another big-time run for Tweet, and it will be a first down and goal for Pequot Lakes.
Tweet finding a lot of space around right side there on the reverse. He was looking to get into the end zone there, and I didn't catch the number there, but Grand Rapids able to trip him up just short of the goal line.
They'll have to run another play. The play clock's at 24. Game clock is at 28. And they will line up. In fact, they're just going to kneel this one out, though. Victory formation for Pequot Lakes. They take a knee, and that'll do it. Pequot Lakes has come into Grand Rapids on the final game of the season, and they stay undefeated as they beat the Thunderhawks 46-17. We'll be back for your post-game show, and on our YouTube stream, it is going to be brought to you by Grand Rapids State Bank. As you're listening to Thunderhawks football on J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and on the YouTube stream at KOZY Sports.
Would you like an interview?
I don't. You can run 3 minutes here. I mean, obviously the season's not done, but they kind of, I don't know. That was maybe the worst one of the year.
Well, it was right there with Hermantown and Denfeld.
Oh.
That was
Yeah.
a very similar game, but, you know, again, looking back at my notes, we were in this game. But there was no answer to those explosives.
I'm just trying to think who we would even pick.
Have you talked to Lofstrom this year?
No. Yeah, that might be a good one. I mean, he's good. He's a leader on this team. If he's willing to talk, that'd be cool.
Okay, I'll go see if he's
Cool.
okay with it.
Yeah, if he's cool, we'll make it happen. Thanks, Jim. And we're back in Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids as the Thunderhawks have just wrapped up their final game of the season by being defeated by undefeated Pequot Lakes 46-17. Our post-game show on our YouTube stream brought to you by Grand Rapids State Bank. And this was just a game in the first half where it was very, very competitive. Both teams, a couple of heavyweights going back and forth, exchanging scores. There was good plays on both sides defensively, a couple interceptions. Ravers has one for Grand Rapids. Nordby had one for Pequot Lakes. And really, it was after that interception by Pequot Lakes, it seemed that everything started going the way of the Patriots. Grand Rapids was within striking distance most of that first half, would get it up within one score. Pequot Lakes would answer, and really, it was about a 10-point game for most of that first half until you hit halftime, and that was where Pequot Lakes was up 34-17. And then coming out in the third quarter, Grand Rapids would be turned away on a 3-and-out. Pequot Lakes would end up getting the football and going down and scoring. And really from that point on, it was all Pequot Lakes. Grand Rapids would not score in the second half, and they, again, would be defeated 46-17. As I'm hearing the Pequot Lakes announcer to my right, Pequot Lakes, over 500 yards of offense in this game. And they did it in every which way that they possibly could. They could run the ball. They could throw the ball. They were, as you heard Coach Spahn in the pregame show, and he said it, Pequot Lakes can do everything at a very, very high level. They can run, they can throw, they can play well on special teams, and they did. They won every facet of this football game this evening. Really, the only area that Grand Rapids kind of took over was on the PATs. Grand Rapids had, I believe, 3 blocks on the PATs in this game, but Pequot Lakes, again, gets the win 46-17. The team out on the field right now, Pequot Lakes is to our right, and they are just outside of the end zone, and they are having a discussion. Again, it's been a great season for the Patriots. It was last year too, and they are continuing where they left off. They are undefeated this season going into the postseason. Grand Rapids will have their 3rd loss of the season, and we will see where the seedings will come out after the games are finished this evening, to where Grand Rapids will be either staying home or heading on the road next week. I don't believe after this loss that they will get the bye, but we will get you all the information depending on what happened tonight around the section. It's been a very competitive section, and we'll see where Grand Rapids will end up next week to play in the postseason. Grand Rapids had their big huddle. Now they broke up into their separate huddles, and on senior night, Grand Rapids does fall 46-17. But a hard-fought game for the Thunderhawks, but they came up against the best team they're going to see all season long. I mean, Coach Spahn said it. This would be a big-time test for the Thunderhawks, and if you're going to wrap up your season, you should wrap it up with one of the best teams that you've seen, if not the best team, and that was the best team that Grand Rapids has seen all season, and put Grand Rapids to the test in a lot of different ways. And I think the Thunderhawks are going to be able to get to the film room, and they're going to have the quick turnaround for next week, and they're going to want to get some things fixed, and they're going to try to do what they can here in the section tournament. And that's when it matters. Once you get the postseason, hey, nothing matters, records don't matter, and you just get after it. Again, final score 46-17. We're going to see if one of the guys is going to come up, talk to us again. We got some more football to play for Grand Rapids. This just wraps up the regular season. Section tournament starts next week. Deer River getting the big win tonight on 96.9 KMFY. They are going to get the bye for next week. I believe they're going to be the 2 seed. I will have to double check on that, but I believe if that's what David Moody told me is correct, that they are going to be playing on Saturday, and we will have that matchup for you on 96.9 KMFY. GNK, and I will try to get a final for you on that game as they are playing Moose Lake Willow River in Nashwauk, but GNK will play on Tuesday, and we'll get you that matchup too as soon as we can. And so keep listening to our group of stations, checking out our social media pages and our website for all that information. Again, this is our post-game show on our YouTube stream, brought to you by Grand Rapids State Bank. Pequot Lakes wins 46-17 over the Thunderhawks. And Pequot Lakes is now wrapping things up, and they had a great contingent of fans who traveled here tonight to see them play. They filled up the stands across the way here at Noble Hall Field, and they are meeting their team now in the end zone to our right. Grand Rapids folks are still hanging around, as they always do after the games. They're going out, they're talking, they're enjoying their team, and Grand Rapids is going to want to regroup for next week. But we'll take a quick time. Actually, I think maybe Jim's up here, so we'll actually hold it right here. And we're going to be joined with our post-game interview. We'll get Aiden Lostrom on the headset and get him on the air. Again, Pequot Lakes does defeat Grand Rapids 46-17. So we appreciate Mr. Aiden Lostrom for joining us I know it's a tough loss to lose at the end of the season, but a quality team here in Pequot Lakes that you saw here in Grand Rapids tonight. And so I know you got in there offensively, defensively. Let's talk about the season a little bit. This has been kind of a season where you've had some ups and some downs. You're just coming off 3 straight losses. But what's kind of the mentality of the team right now down there on the field tonight?
Well, the mentality is we just got to fight. We came out strong in the beginning. We let it slip here, but now we got a little punch to the face. Keep going in the finals. We're making it all the way.
You know, and again, you were able to get in there kind of defensively today too. You know, of course, looked like Adric Adam kind of went out and you kind of filled that slot. It's kind of the next man up on this team. You guys have battled some injuries this year, but I know you guys are going into the section tournament, and this team has a lot of fight, a lot of resilience. It seems like you guys play for each other night in, night out.
Oh, yeah.
And so you're out there tonight, one of the again your last game of the season, but. What's kind of the process for next week? How do you kind of regroup and get ready for that section tournament? Because really, that's when it matters. You're going in the postseason.
Well, we're a family. We gotta fix it what we did wrong. We gotta fight. We gotta keep going. There's no option to lose.
No option to lose. Grand Rapids going to come out next week, going to be swinging, and hopefully, I'm hoping we're going to get another game right here in Noble Hope Field. So, and we'll get another good section matchup. But you know, this is a team where. You started out the season, you got Pine City, then you go on the road, you have a couple losses, but you turned some things around. It seemed like this team, you know, has really started to gel as the season has gone on. What can you kind of attribute to how you guys have come together as the season's wrapping up here now?
Well, each practice we just get better and better, and we work together as a team just to communicate everywhere on the field, and defense, offense, on the line, everywhere. We just got to stick together and be the family.
Well, if there's one thing about what you guys do is, I know you're voicing it right now, Aiden, is that, hey, this team has no quit. You're going to regroup. You're going to get out there. And, hey, we appreciate you coming up and taking the time to visit with us. And, hey, best of luck next week in the section tournament. We'll be talking with you then.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And we'll be right back and wrap up your post-game show here on J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. Appreciate it, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Aiden. Of course, no problem.
Yeah, well, let's go get them next week.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good night.
Hey, you too.
He was super nervous.
He did a good job.
Yeah. He's like a good guy.
Yeah, you just wrap up those ads, Stacy, and we'll get it.
Pequot enjoying themselves here, just hanging out. Suppose a lot of parents over there. And fortunately for them, we're good hosts. Leave the lights on for them.
Yeah, we do.
We're kind of like Motel 6.
We'll leave the lights on. We like to have a good time in Grand
Yep.
Rapids.
Pretty unfortunate here tonight. He's got Norby on over there.
Absolutely fantastic receiving core. Impressive.
He's got a couple guys over there. Kid's built that Lofstrom.
Yeah,
He's looking for his gal down there. She passed him by. Says, I got to go get interviewed.
he's like, he important. Like, where did he go?
So I wonder if he's Jessica's brother. Remember her from basketball?
Yeah, I'm not sure on the relation with that. And we are back at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. We're just joined by Aiden Lofstrom, and Coach Spahn has always nothing but good things to say about Aiden, and I know his teammates do too. I mean, he is definitely one of the hearts and souls of this team, and I mean this team has really come together for Grand Rapids here late in the season. Unfortunately, they lose to Pequot Lakes 46-17. You can tell, speaking with Aiden, there's obvious disappointment by Grand Rapids. And it hurts. And so we appreciate him, too, taking the time, because it's always tough to come up and talk about it after you lose 46-17 here on, senior night tonight. There's a lot of emotion happening this evening. But he also said, you know what, this team going to keep fighting. And they were a team in which they bounced back after a couple of losses earlier this season. They put themselves in position to even have potential bye in the section tournament. In the section, they defeated the number one team in the section with North Branch. You look at those scores, Jim, and we've talked about it. They, with 9 minutes left in the game between Hermantown and Duluth-Denfeld, it was neck and neck and opportunities to win. This game in the first half was within a score game at times. This team has been so close. But as Aiden said, and I loved it, he's like, losing is not an option. Now you go to the postseason. Now everything, you wipe that slate clean. Nothing matters. You go to the postseason. You get into the section tournament, and it's game on. And you just go 1 week at a time. And I know this team is going to continue to fight, and they've got some good talent. And they came up against Pequot Lakes. Fantastic team. They're actually speaking with some of the guys on the radio to our right. And these guys, they're a very talented football team. They had big expectations last year, and they brought it home. They have big expectations this year. They're undefeated, and they are good. They're top to bottom a very talented team, very talented as we've seen here this season. I mean, Oslin sits back in that pocket and just delivers dimes. And even when the coverage was good by Grand Rapids, those receivers were making catches that were unbelievable. And, of course, you have Elson Peter running the football, again, with about 6 other different running backs. And they're big. They're mean up front. It was a very physical game. But, again, 34-17 at half. Unfortunately, Grand Rapids does not score in the second half. But a game in which Grand Rapids, it was back and forth. Boy, that first quarter and first part of that second quarter, it was neck and neck between these two squads.
Yeah, they were, looking back on my notes, we were first quarter, we're down. Actually, it was second quarter, 13-10 after the Marcus Thiel 1-yard run, and then Thiel another 78-yard run brought the score up to 21-17 with 4:44 left. Couple of, we allow them to score, then we turn the ball over. You're going into halftime 34-17, and really it was just it was really difficult for the Thunderhawks to recover at that point.
I've had the opportunity to talk with Coach Spahn every single week this season, and I think something that he has continued to say, and he even says, he's like, I sound like a broken record, but he's like, we got to clean up the mistakes, and we got to clean up some of those turnovers. And I think Grand Rapids, you're in this game, you're within at least 10 points, but then that turnover, you throw the interception, and they go down and they ultimately get the score, and it's 34-17 a half. Then you come out at halftime, you're in the third quarter, you get the football, and this is a credit to Pequot Lakes at that point in time. They turn you away, and then they get the football back. They go down and score. At that point, it just gets really hard to come back. They're able to control the clock. They're ripping off the big runs. They're starting to wear you down. But it's really a play or two difference in these games in which it could really go either way. Unfortunately for Grand Rapids, in those games, it just hasn't gone their way.
Yeah, and you're coming out of halftime, you're down 34-17. You get a decent return by Marcus Thiel, and you have a penalty on the return. Back you up to the 10-yard line, and we go 3 and out, and then we kick the ball over to Pequot Lakes in great field position, and it was kind of a battle of. It really was. There was no good field position in the second half for the Thunderhawks, and credit to Pequot Lakes, they were clicking on all phases of the game here tonight.
Yeah, because even you come out in that third quarter and you set yourself up to punt and maybe flip some of that field position, and they get a hand on the punt. It's just some of those things that have just not gone in Grand Rapids' way against, I think, the primary games that you look at are Pequot Lakes, Hermantown, and Denfeld, in games in which those are good teams. Now, Denfeld, they've had some losses here lately, but we all know Hermantown's a quality football team. We all know Pequot Lakes is obviously a quality football team and undefeated on the season, and hey, they've got a lot of expectations, and rightfully so. But Grand Rapids, you look at it, their expectations aren't far-fetched. This team is a good team. They've just got to get a couple plays to go their way, and if they can, I mean, the sky is really the limit.
Yeah, they had a 3-game winning streak where they were very impressive. And, and during that 3-game winning streak, they were really clicking on the running game. They had Jesperson going, they had Thiel going, and they had Johnson going, and then splashing in some spawn there with some quarterback keepers. So that, we know they can get the running game going. We've seen some success with the passing game as well, and it's just a matter of cleaning things up. This was a huge test going into the section tournament, and I would say they found that they've got some work to do here to clean some things up.
It's a hard loss tonight. There's no doubt about it. It's senior night. You're at home, and it's the last game of the season, and it's final score 46-17 Pequot Lakes. But even talking with Aiden Lostrom, it's like you came off of a 3-game winning streak. You knew you were going to play the best team that you've seen all season. You got punched in the mouth a little bit. Now it's kind of, all right, wake-up call a little bit. This is the level that you're going to have to play at, though, at some point, because you're going to meet some teams maybe through those first couple of games of the section that maybe are not probably going to be the quality of Pequot Lakes, but at some point in that state tournament, you're going to meet somebody that caliber, and you're going to have to play at that kind of level. And big picture-wise, this is a great game for Grand Rapids, because you're going to be able to sit down, know what it's like. You're going to be able to look at the things you can improve on, and it's at the best time to go into that section tournament with a little chip on your shoulder and really get after it. And I love what he says. Losing is not an option. And so its team's got a good head on its shoulders, and I'm excited to see what next week's going to bring.
And I think when they look at film from this game, they're going to see that they were close to breaking up some of those long passes.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Elson Peter runs, that was a different animal there. That kid is talented, and and you're seeing their offensive line downfield making secondary blocks, so they're clicking off some good runs. That's something else you're going to have to address. But the pass coverage was decent. It's just that Osland was doing a nice job of throwing some dimes, as they say.
He was. He's absolutely fantastic. They just had so many weapons. And this was really maybe one of the first times this season, too, that I saw a team that was physical. And it was done in the trenches. It was physical. It was hard-hitting down there. But again, I think an opportunity for Grand Rapids to really look at that and say, you know what, we're going to have to play that physical level at this level of physicality for 4 quarters. But they were also just as fast as Grand Rapids. Grand Rapids couldn't spread them out. Pequot Lakes could spread out, but you're going to have to find a way to get up and cut and get up the field like they did at times. It's just a great learning opportunity for these Thunderhawks. I mean, big credit to Pequot Lakes, 46-17, but Grand Rapids has got a lot to look forward to. They've got some good things happening, Jim, and as we know, as we've watched this team, I mean, really the sky's the limit. So I know that they'll take this in stride, and next week it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, and seedings will come out this weekend. I imagine we'll be hosting a game here next Tuesday night. Boys will be ready to go, and as you were saying, Pequot Lakes, a lot of physicality, a lot of skill. Rapids has the same. We played with them for most of the first half, and they'll look back on this tape and say, hey, we did some good things here, and we weren't that far off from making this much closer than it ended up.
And I did get a GNK score. GNK does lose to Moose Lake Willow River by a score of 40-0. And that's a tough one. But we all know that Moose Lake Willow River is a good football team. But GNK, again, an opportunity. They've had some games. I mean, it looked like they were very competitive through that first half as well. They've got a couple of wins that were really good over Aiken. I know was a key one, but then they've got some losses too. I think in some of those ways, these teams right now is the opportunity, though. You got to really put it together and get it going, because hey, anything can happen once you get in the Stexing tournament and you're heading to, and you're making that trip trying to go to state, because anything can happen, and you just got to put it together, because hey, that's why we play the game.
That's right. unfortunately for GNK, they'll probably be on the road for their first game and probably have a difficult opponent. But as you said, you look back on that Aiken game, they played quite well in that game, and it's good for GNK to get some wins this year.
Yeah, and Deer River, of course, getting the big win tonight, too. They're going to go into the section tournament with a bye, so congratulations to the Warriors. They always do a fantastic job in Grand Rapids. We'll get to that seating as soon as we know where we're going. Maybe we'll be right here again in Oval Hall Field in Grand Rapids. I sure do hope so. And we'll have a good game for you. It's looking like probably on Tuesday that will happen. But, hey, you never know what happens. I got to see what happened with all the other scores around to see. Otherwise, it'll be on Saturday. But, again, final score from Grand Rapids, Pequot Lakes 46-17. And this has been on our YouTube stream, our post-game brought to you by Grand Rapids State Bank. And, Jim, anything else you'd like to add before we wrap it up and get ready for postseason?
No, just looking forward to it. And, great first half here by the Thunderhawk kids. And, the things just kind of fell off at the end of that first half. And they just couldn't get back with it in the second half. So good luck moving on to the boys.
Good luck. We will have more Thunderhawks football for you next week. Again, final score, 46-17. Pequot Lakes defeats Grand Rapids in the last regular season game of the season. Again, our post-game show on our YouTube stream brought to you by Grand Rapids State Bank. Thank you to all of our sponsors who have allowed us to cover Grand Rapids football all season long. Thank you to Jim Wimmer. Thank you to Jason Merritt. Thank you to Stacy. Thank you to Super Joe. Thank you to Andrew Kotke. Thank you to Rochelle. Thank you, David Moody, Tony Schmidt, Dano, Jen McInerney, and the entire Rapids radio crew. Tammy Kotke, she's always giving us some waters up here and some pizzas as well, and rest of Graffa. I could go down the list to thank Megan Aldrich, Merrill Lowney for helping us gain some of these sponsors. And who am I? I'm forgetting somebody downstairs. I got Tim, the old troll of rock and roll. We can't leave him out. He keeps us grounded back at the station. And so many others who allow us to do these games. It's always a great time of year. But we're getting ready for the postseason. We'll start to wrap things up. As you say, though, they leave the lights on. I love it here in Grand Rapids.
Yeah, just a very welcoming, and it's always an event here, a football game at the Noble Hall Field.
So, again, to wrap it up, 46-17, Marcus Lynn for Jim Wimmer, Stacy back in studio. This has been Thunderhawks football on J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and we'll be talking with you next week and wrapping it up on the YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. Good night, everyone.